All right, y'all. We are back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. We're about to come on the screen, but just to let you guys know, make sure that you're following us on social media. Make sure you subscribe to all of our channels. Okay. So that you'll get the notification when we about to bring y'all favorite show to y'all. Okay. You see all of the names here on the screen. You know where to find us. Are you ladies ready?
Yes.
All right, let
Yes.
us get into it. What's going on? Happy holidays. Happy
Yes.
holidays. Yes, we are here.
Yeah. I'm hollering. One of the comments said Destiny's Children is here.
Okay, come on, Destiny's
Listen.
Children.
DC
Okay.
3.
All
We
right.
is in the
Birthday, Christmas,
building.
and vacation me.
We are in the building. Thank you so much for the super chat, Takara. I was just wondering if you ladies watched season 2 of Rhythm and Flow on Netflix.
No.
Mm-mm.
I
I'm
did, and it was
boring.
lackluster. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the first season to me. It just wasn't that great. I didn't like the judges and the way they were capping and pretty much praising. I felt like everybody was praised for the most part. They gave most of their critiques in the beginning when they were trying to find artists for the show. But yeah, we could have did without it in my personal opinion. And yeah, y'all check it out,
Been
you
years,
know.
right?
Huh?
It's been years since the first season, right?
I
When was
think
the
the
first
first
season?
season, it either came out in 2020 or 2021. One of the 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you could say it has been some years. And they had Chance, T.I., and Cardi as judges the first time. This time they had Ludacris, Lotto, and Khaled. And they were just terrible judges. And just the layout, I feel like this season was really rushed in comparison to the last season. I don't feel like we got the opportunity to really kind of grow with the artist to see like where they were and really see some real growth with them based on some critiques and stuff. Like they just did it so differently. And I maybe because it was shot in Atlanta versus it being shot in LA the previous season, but y'all need to get them LA producers back because this was not it at all. Um, so yeah. But yeah, it was cool. So as we're closing out 2024, I have some questions. And my first one is what are you all's top 3 most memorable moments of 2024?
Like
I'll go.
personal?
It could be personal or celebrity wise. I have 2. I don't know what my third one is. So my first one, I would say just watching my little man grow over this past year, just being a mommy all over again to this little one. He's just so amazing. I would say my wedding would be the next one because I did it, we did it our way. And I don't know what that third one is. I'm still thinking.
Hmm.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what yours are?
I'm still thinking.
For me, I'm gonna go with Snow being born, March.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That
Mm.
was the best moment of my entire life, and it really changed everything. Just period. It was crazy. So that's number one. Number two would be my birthday trip with my friends. Yeah, I recorded the whole thing. I just need to edit it. I recorded like a Martha's Vineyard style vlog. So that was so much fun. And then lastly, I'm gonna say shit. Kendrick Lamar versus Drake.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna
a
say
good
that
one. That's
because
good.
when I watched the
That's good.
Amazon performance and it played over and over and over again, like man, that was really a hype song. I feel like it was a lot of hype songs this year. Like that just I don't know, put me in that space. You know, Glorilla had her songs, Lotto had her songs. It was everything.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think I got my 3.
Mm. What's your 3?
Okay. So one of them was winning Boss Babe award, going to Atlanta and winning an award. That was one
Mhm.
thing. The second thing was my Thailand trip, which was so amazing.
Mhm.
Um, and oh shit. I ain't gonna say that. The third I think has been spending all this time with my family recently.
That's
Like
good.
from the holidays, like me and my cousins, for my cousin's birthday, we did a bar crawl. So we was all together. Then, I've been going by my aunt's house and having pity pat games with all of the old ladies and my mama and them. And that is hilarious to me. But more so like actually planning things with my family, like my very immediate family, which is like my mom and my sister and my niece and my nephew and my cousins and my aunt. Like my aunt and my mom are like this. And so us kids, her two
Mhm.
daughters and my mom's two daughters, like our relationship is more like sisters than cousins.
Mhm.
Especially for me, because I'm the youngest. So I really did feel like my cousins kind of like raised me like a sister. So yeah, like spending time with them has been so great. And fulfilling for me. I forget sometimes how I like get some type of charge off of
Mhm.
around my family, especially if we have a good time. So, but yeah, spending time with my family and Boss Babe Award, you know what I'm saying, and my Thailand trip, and that going well. And so, those are my top 3 most memorable moments. I can't remember none that be going on these blogs, y'all.
You know what? I think Imma have to steal Necey's
For
because I
sure.
think the Kendrick versus Drake, I think that's one of the most iconic things that has happened
Oh yeah. And the Diddy
all
shit.
2024.
The Diddy shit.
Yeah, aside from the Diddy
Because
shit.
for
Yeah,
me,
Man,
for sure.
shit was
the Diddy shit
crazy.
for sure, because I
That
feel
will
like
always
I
yeah.
have been saying it, like
Mhm.
literally right before this happened. I kept saying, we all gonna wait for Surviving Diddy. Like I have
You
been
did.
saying it for the longest. So the fact that it all came out this year, that was like a memorable moment when it comes
Mhm.
to that. Oh, and yeah, Meg winning the trial against Tory Lanez and making
That was
everybody
this
on
year?
the internet. Yeah, that was just this year, wasn't it?
Mm-mm.
I thought it was
That
last year.
was
The
last
movie came
year.
out this year.
Or
Oh,
was that 2022? I think it was
no.
2022, wasn't it?
It
When
was.
she won the case, that couldn't been
Mhm.
2022.
I think it was. I thought it was in
Yeah.
December of 2022 because I don't think I
No.
was pregnant at that time.
Girl, when I tell
No.
you the way these years have ran together,
Go
I'm hollering.
since the pandemic, I'm
so
talking about running,
no, for real.
blending.
I can't remember
No.
nothing. The trial was 20. Okay, my bad, y'all.
And
Okay,
you know,
so the whole movie, child, the movie. Because
Documentary. Yeah,
yes.
that was good. That
that
was
brought
good.
everything back up.
Speaking of time, though, I have to mention this just because we were talking about it before we came on. Is
Mm,
that we about to be at 4 years in February?
facts.
4 years of Ooh
Listen.
Ladies First Panel. 4 years
Facts. Yes.
of yes, some
Ooh,
strangers
ladies first.
meeting on the internet, being regular ass people,
Yes.
all vibing, not being
Yes.
weirdos,
No.
and actually just doing the thing. Like it's 4 years, y'all.
4
That's
years.
crazy, and we
We
don't be
I
taking
know.
breaks. Like that is
No,
crazy. The
and we
commitment.
talk. Like it's not just,
Yeah.
oh, we got a show to do, so we gonna talk. Like, no, we actually like talk to each other, like
Yeah.
about life, you know. I
And be
click
like, let me send y'all this podcast real quick. Let me tell you how it happened.
hell yeah.
Oh,
Send a
wait.
TikTok real fast. Send a TikTok real fast. Did y'all see this shit?
Okay.
Okay.
Real quick. Shout out to Scotty. Cause look, he
Hey,
just
Scotty.
said his. I forgot how Nicki
That's what the
Minaj was how we gonna forget about Cat Williams opening up the year, opening
true,
up the damn portal at the top of the
true,
year.
You have
true.
an
And then
allegiance to losers that I
Losers.
don't. What do you say?
okay.
He said you have
A weirdo.
he said you have what do you say? What was it?
I
On
thought he said
something.
a weird allegiance, but it's something, a un something
I don't
Yes.
allegiance to
remember.
losers,
It's not becoming of
unbecoming
you. Yeah, and it's
something.
unbecoming of you.
Baby, the way Nicki Minaj was up there, child, I will never
You have
forget
an
it.
unnecessary allegiance. I think that's what it was. You have an
That
Yes,
may be
that's what
it.
it was.
unhealthy. Okay, unhealthy
A
allegiance to
hun
losers. So
Unnatural. Unnatural. That's
nah.
what it was.
unnatural. You have an
Hmm.
unnatural allegiance to losers.
And somebody said how we met. We met on Scotty Pippen. Crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We surely
We
did.
met on Scotty's whether you like it or not panel. Okay.
Mhm.
Everybody that's on there now, thank you. You know what I'm saying? For continuing to
For
keep the
sure.
brand alive. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Shout out to y'all.
We know it's not as fun when we not there, but it's cool.
Not as fun when we not there.
I'm just
I'm
playing.
sure they have a
I'm just
blast.
playing. I'm just playing.
Mm,
I do miss kind of us doing shit together though. I ain't gonna.
The yeah, the banter. The
Yes,
yeah,
banter.
we need
Those
to
were the
think about
days.
those were the
what we
days.
gonna do for 4 years. We need to do a little razzle dazzle.
No, for real.
Okay.
I think we should have like a bring people along and have them talk about one topic each and then get the fuck off. And
Oh, that's
people,
great. I loved it.
yeah, one topic.
Make a note.
Okay, somebody, because hold up, let me write it down. I got my notepad over here. Okay,
I love that
yeah, nah, we gonna have to bring Scotty up here to talk about something
for sure.
Okay.
for sure. Okay, so ooh, ladies first panel, bring them up.
Bring them up. Bring them up. Come on. Bring them up.
Yes.
You know, I want us to get a manager. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody start producing our shit. Okay.
Okay.
Somebody produce our shit for us. Y'all know, I was thinking we need to like, get some credits going so we could just put graphics us, audio us, light
So
of
yes,
show us,
yes,
Us.
looks us. Like
Okay.
shit. I'm
yes.
tired, boss.
Is that what we got to do to show we need help?
Help.
Okay.
I
That's
need Ja
funny.
Rule. Where's Ja Rule? I need to make sense of all of this. I need help.
Shit, we had a manager. We yeah. Okay, let me not. Okay.
So I guess that's a New Year's resolution for the OLFP. Do you guys have any personal ones? And for me to ask that, y'all,
Mm.
I'm still thinking about what all because I feel like I feel like I stopped doing like New Year's resolutions. I just go into the year, clear mind, just hope for the best. I may have certain goals I want to knock out, but not so much as like a resolution or whatnot. But I am going to like I was invited to do like vision boards and stuff at my homegirl house. She's gonna have a little something there.
Yeah, that's cute.
So I need to get that together. Like, what is the vision for the next year and beyond?
Yes.
I need to work on that.
Yes.
I
More
remember it.
planning.
Yeah.
More
Last time
planning.
I
Yeah. Like actually having things to knock off. And I think that's what the vision board kind of helps you with.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Nisa. You got your New Year's resolution.
no, not quite resolution, but last time I did a vision board, I got everything on the vision board I wanted. It was a long time ago.
Me too.
Now I
Me
kind of
too.
just like the past couple years, I have just been more about like setting intentions.
Okay.
And I do it on my birthday, but then I'll do it again for the new year. And I basically just say like my resolutions have been less about like getting things and more about like how I want to feel. Like I want to be
Mm.
in a state of this or I want to feel rich in these ways. Um
Like that.
and it always comes about. Like literally last year, I'm telling you, when I was pregnant, it was the different experience. I was just like, you know what? I don't even know what to ask for. I'm just gonna surrender. Cause my whole life, I'm literally just like, let me plan this, check this off,
Yeah.
check this off, check this off. So this year I'm gonna see how I feel. Right now, set the intention. Might come back to it, might not.
I love that.
But yeah, that's what it's gonna be about.
Hmm. Uh, for me,
I
I
love
feel
it.
like it's probably to be. Mm, I think it's to be more more myself in
Hmm.
certain ways. And what I mean by that is like I don't need nobody else's opinion on how I show up or what I got going on. I don't need you to agree with it. It's nice that y'all validate me. But, I feel like
Hmm.
I've been doing a lot of relying on other people for how I should move in things. I did that a lot this year. And I feel like moving into the next year is going to be a more um less movable version of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of times I would let people influence me in
Mm.
certain ways. And I just am about to, go into this next year having a little bit more confidence about certain things and, being on a watch for you hoes. That's it.
And there's that. I like somebody said grounded. Okay.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Hmm. That
All
sounds
in the
good.
grass. Okay, feet in the grass, toes in the ground.
Yes. Okay. Well, we do got some topics to get into for the people because I know that's what they came here for, honey.
Hmm.
So the first thing I want to get into is this Travis Hunter situation. He is a player for University of Colorado, from my understanding, and he just won like the Heisman Trophy. And he attended one of those ceremonies, and a lot of people been giving him a lot of flack about it, primarily because of his girlfriend. So let me get this on the screen and hopefully I can show you guys. So he ended up winning an award, and let me readjust this real quick. All right. He ended up winning an award, and a lot of people were coming down on his girlfriend because it appears that what's his name, Deion Sanders, had to tap her on her shoulder just to get her to stand up and embrace her man after winning this award. And that appears to be his mom, from my understanding. And then there's Dion. At first, when I saw it, like, I didn't really think that it was that big of a deal. I didn't understand at first, but now I don't know. My mind is shifting a little bit because of more stuff that has been coming out. Like, with this situation, I guess he got like a deal with Adidas, and she's sitting around and he's taking pictures with the fans and stuff. And she's, like, well, what am I supposed to be doing? So let's check this one out. Let's see if they got a video for this.
All right. I hear them. You go to the hotel, you go walk around. I called him twice.
Okay, so she showed up to the event, but she's kind of like, well, "Baby, what you want me to be doing? Like, what am I supposed to be doing?" And he's like, "Well, you could get up and kind of walk around." So a lot of people have been calling for him to kind of break up with her because they're not really trusting her and they don't know how genuine she really is. So people are asking for that. But he also came and he had some things to say. Let me see if this is the right video.
Talk about. You talk about my girl. Go talk about your girl. Go find a girl. Go find a life. Stop worrying about what I got going on. I know what I got. I know my girl. My girl been with me for 5 years. Y'all are just not starting to talk about me and just not starting to be with me. Like, come on, man. Y'all go do something else with y'all life. Clickbait pages, y'all better stop. I'm telling y'all. Y'all, if something bad gonna happen to y'all, y'all keep doing that. Y'all better stop that. I ain't playing. Y'all better stop. All the clickbaiting pages. When we was sitting down and I was at my puppet shop, we was talking about my family. What was they gonna do while I was in there signing stuff? I had all my family there. And that's why she did. That's why she said she's gonna stay there so they can get stuff. That's why she said she's gonna sit there so they can get stuff, have fun there. She wanted to go back. They wanted to go back. Some of them want to go back to the hotel. Some of them didn't. Y'all trying to make everything. Y'all want everything for clicks. Like, stop that. That's crazy. Like, find something else to talk about. Y'all hate on me and then y'all go and hate on my girl. Like, bro, I feel the same pain that she feel. We're inseparable, bro. We with each other. Like, she hurting, of course I'm gonna be hurting. If I'm hurting, of course she gonna be hurting. Like, y'all, come on, bro. That junk hurt, bro. But then again, I'm talking to people that in life. Go ahead, bro. I don't care. I would rather all y'all leave right now and go send a text message. So when she wake up in the morning, she get on her phone. Nothing but positivity. Nothing but positive energy.
I feel a little bad for him as I'm listening to this more. It did sound like she was asking for herself, but he was saying she was asking on behalf of his family. Like, what are they gonna do? I feel a little bad for him because he's thrust into this spotlight being this Heisman person and this Heisman Trophy winner, and a lot of people is on his head top about his girlfriend. Like, even Bow Wow had to come out. Like, it's been different people giving
Jamie, is
him.
it just my audio?
What's wrong? I don't.
It's chopping. Is it just me?
It might be just you because I don't hear anything.
Okay. Oh, it is just me because I can hear play that. Okay.
Okay. Um, even Bow Wow came out. Other people have as well, but I do want us to check out what Bow Wow had to say. Now, also, um they're giving her flack because she put like a heart emoji and like I guess like a tongue out emoji under another guy's post, and people feel like that was very disrespectful. So let's check out what Bow Wow had to say, child.
Travi. Check this out, gang. It's coming from your boy Bow Weezy, right? I never met you, don't know you, know nothing. But I will say this, because I've been watching from afar. I'm not a nigga to jump in people's business, but I was once young, about to make a lot of money, and I know how to go. So I need you to hear me out. Number one, I don't want you feeling as though everybody jumping down your back or cats is hating. That's that mentality. I want you to look at this like I care about you. And especially in our community and in this industry, not a lot of brothers get the opportunity like you about to get. You know what I mean? You about to get the biggest check in your life. You about to go to the NFL. And all we are doing is waking you up, young brother. Because if you don't see what the is going on, gang, if we didn't give up, we'll let you crash out. But from one plan to the next, I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but I want you to open up your eyes, man. There's no reason why she commenting on another page, NBA with heart eyes and the money tongue out. That's your fiance. Wake up, young brother. Fiancés don't move like that. I ain't never had one of my fucking girls ever lay next to me in the same crib as me under another page, leaving heart eyes with the money tongue out. Total violation. Would have been packing up and get my crib that day. I don't play that. You out. And it's like
I can't take him seriously.
it's like you so caught up in being in love with this, bro. I don't even think this woman really love you like that, bro. You gotta watch the signs, man. That woman said you wasn't even her type. If a woman tell me she not my type but end up with me, then what's keeping you here?
I like
What's
it.
keeping you here then?
Money.
If I'm not your type, that means you going off look. So what the keeping you here? You gotta ask, but you young though. But you gotta ask yourself them questions. We not coming down on you, brother. We trying to wake you up. You know what I'm saying? Before this end up. Last but not least, young brother, I want you to live your life, man. You young, man. I don't even think you're 24 yet. Do you know how much women are about to be thrown your way? Boy, you the Heisman Trophy Award winner. Can't no give you no advice better than me because I was young with the bag and I'm still here doing it, navigating. I'm telling you from firsthand experience, brother, it's about to be so many women about to throw that thing your way. You ain't gonna be able to turn it down. So all it's gonna do is just lead to frustration and all type of bull in your household anyway. Young brother, snatch that ring back, get focused on what's important. Hard to build your family when you got a broad with you. That's bro, you in the media more for the broad than you is for the winning the Heisman. I don't like that. You know what I mean? So I don't give a look. Coach Prime got my number. You know how to hit me. I'm telling you, my coming down on you. I ain't trying to hate on your situation, but wake up. Travi. Check this out, gang.
All right.
I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't like it. I don't like it because I feel like these are grown men that are literally bullying what I feel like is low key a child, like a teenage girl, and like I don't know how old they are. They just look young, and I feel like everybody trying to give him the she only wish you for your money talk, but he only with her because she pretty, like and she probably gonna be subservient and do whatever he tell her to do. And that's why she was sitting up there asking, where should I be? What should I do? So that he could tell her what she need to do and where she need to be. Like, I watched her video. I actually sat through her video, and I do not feel like it's what everybody was making it out to seem. But even before I watched her video explaining everything, when I was watching the video, I was like, I feel like y'all putting 20 on 10. And then when she actually explained, well, I actually didn't get up because I thought that I didn't know he was going to get up and come towards me. There was a camera in front of me that I thought was going to catch him going to coach. And I didn't want to jump up in front of everybody else before he got to have that moment with his mom or with coach. So that's why she stayed seated. And coach, she said, coach actually told her, girl, go get your man. And that's why she jumped up. Because to me, it didn't seem like she had an attitude in any of those videos. I feel like if you was actually paying attention to her, and her
Mhm.
demeanor, she did not look upset. The only thing, she looked bored when she was sitting on that sofa, but a bitch could be bored, like, so?
Did y'all see the video though? Because now I'm remembering. Did y'all see the video of him after the game and
I
somebody
did.
like the lip reader saw that she was like, "Why are you taking pictures with them?" Like he went to take pictures with a cheerleader or something, and she was like, "Why are you taking
Yeah.
pictures with them bitches? Something I'm done." She was like, "I'm completely done," and
Okay, I didn't
everybody was
see that.
tripping. Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
first
I
thing
saw
I
that.
saw. So
Mhm.
I think two things can be true. When it
Me
came to the
yeah.
video with Deion Sanders, I think she was just trying to be respectful of his moment. Like, y'all know, every time we get to the NFL draft or any type of draft, it's always like, oh my gosh, look at the white girlfriend standing up before the
Yeah.
mom. Oh my gosh, look at the
Yeah.
girlfriend. Like, bitch, sit down.
That's a good point.
So
Mhm.
I think that's what she was trying to be conscious of. But I do think that this is new for them, him being
Yes.
famous, and just like Bow Wow said, he gonna get a lot of women thrown his way. I'm sure she dealing with the insecurities of that.
Right.
So I don't know if it's gonna be like, I don't know if it's Bow Wow's kind of right where he's saying that it's gonna give him stress and headache.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. They're
It-
gonna throw coochie at him for sure.
right, and
But
I don't
they
think she's gonna be
probably
able to
already
handle it.
are. She not, but they probably
She's
already, that's basically what we clocking. That is probably already happening, and it's hard for her to conceal at certain moments.
I
right,
also
but I don't
think
think she's doing anything wrong, to be honest.
Bow Wow's right when he says that she wasn't even his type. And her putting the hard eyes and stuff under somebody else's post.
That right there.
I do
Did
think
she do
that
that?
he huh? You said did she
Did
do
she
that?
do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she did that.
That
I
probably was
thought
a
I
catch.
had the post of it. Let me see. It may be on TikTok.
That was a
But
catchphrase moment, I bet. I bet that he was doing something, and so she was like, "All right, I'm about to go post under some other baller's page because it was a post and delete, right?"
I don't know if she deleted it,
Okay, I
but
think it was a post
hold
and
on. I
delete.
think this might is this it? Hold on, let me go. It might be this one.
Anthony
Let me look
Edwards
on where it's
page.
at.
Oh, him.
Okay, boom. Here we go. Okay. Let me put this. Okay, there you go. All right.
A dude relationship. Y'all single.
This is where she put that under somebody else's post while she's his fiance. So I do feel like he ain't really her type. I like, and she said that out her own mouth. Of course, he kept, DMing her, and eventually she gave him a chance and stuff. I feel like also though, at the same time, I mean, if she had a different option, she would have went with it. But I feel like that's for him to learn at the same time. Like everybody has to go through their stuff as a kid when they're young to learn whether a person is for them or not. And
Oh, they
that's
said
on
she
him.
didn't do that. That's a parody account. You sure?
Um,
Because that did
let's
seem like the only
let
reason
me.
you would do that is to get back at him because that looked like her account.
That do look
Leanne
like her
Lene.
account.
Hold on, let me go see.
It could be a
Leanne
parody.
Lene. The comment look weird though.
Brittany says, if it doesn't work out, let them figure. Correct. I have to agree.
Right.
Figure it out for themselves. He's 24. He's 2 years younger than me. I've been there. These old heads are a joke. Thank you so much for the super
Yes.
chat.
And that's
Yeah,
the
I
only
mean,
thing
Mm,
I
I
can't
didn't like.
disagree with that.
I
Hmm.
don't
that's her username.
Shannon really annoyed me because I felt
So she
like
did do that.
Shannon
I
was
mean, it's her
reprimanding.
username.
It looked
Mm,
like but Shandon reprimanding her on his platform really bothered me because I'm like, you're a grown ass man, and this is too. And I know they're
yeah.
not teenagers, but to me, 21 and 23 is really young, y'all. It is still
Yeah.
almost
It
low
is. You
teenager.
fresh off teenager.
Yeah. So I don't feel like they have the experience, either one of them, to really know the situation, to make it look like, oh, she's just a gold digger. I saw a lot of y'all say that. I feel like, what does that mean? Because y'all are expecting young women to want to be with broke people. Like y'all are expecting young women who are very attractive to go be with broke people instead of the rich people that they can get. Like, I think
Mhm.
that's low key kind of weird that y'all do that. If it was a black girl, I want like a complete black girl, I wonder if y'all would have the same response. Because he did.
Girl, it'd be even worse.
You think so? You
I
think they
think it
would?
would be even worse. Yes.
Because
Well,
I
you
feel
know,
like
they
a lot
critique
of
the
black
black ones
men,
harder.
a lot of black women are responding like, oh, it's only because she's clear, so she would never really want him,
Mm.
and so she just with him for his money because of the way she looks. And I think they are really responding to the way he looks and the way she looks more than anything else. And I think
But
it's
they
just
look like regular athlete, regular girl couples.
They
That's the
do.
thing.
but in
Like,
social media world, he looks like somebody that wouldn't be able to get her if he didn't have
Correct. If he didn't have what he had. And
that's what all
she
of them
mentioned
look like
that
him.
he was in her DMs for a long time and she wasn't really responding. Then all of a sudden she wanted to go to a party, didn't want to go by herself. So she reached out to him. So it really is giving like the fallback decision. Like, I guess you can come with me type thing. But if somebody else better came along, I would go rock out with them. So for me, I don't even know if it's all about his status that he has at this time.
I don't think
I
it is.
think he's just always been the like, okay, like he ain't that bad. He cool, but if somebody
I'm gonna
else was like
say,
pushing up, I
I
probably would
think
have.
she
Yeah,
really
did she
like
say
catered
this?
to him. Like,
well, yeah, hmm, she's
oh,
black and
Are
Mexican,
y'all
calling his
sure?
younger brother ugly. See, I'm gonna
um,
say, even if she did initially
girl, she
get with
like
him for
one
the
of my
money,
ex-girlfriends.
I do think she actually likes him because the way that he is standing 10 toes down for her, like, I mean, I don't know. I couldn't imagine her
I'm gonna
saying,
tell you
okay,
what
let me go get it from somewhere else. Because if she went and got with somebody else with money, they might not have that same devotion to her as what he's talking about right
okay.
now.
Thank you for saying that,
That's
because
true.
when you see the way she talks about him,
Uh-huh.
it is from a very it's all about him mindset. She even when she was
Mm.
giving her mess, she said, I had to ask his permission before I got his permission before I said any of this. And I was just asking him what he wanted me to do. And when it came to this thing, they weren't letting any of the family inside, but they let the cheerleaders from the other team go in. And I'm like, why aren't you letting me, his mom, any of us in to go and hug him? But y'all letting these cheerleaders from the other team in? She was explaining that. And so a lot of the things that she explained, in a way, it kind of made sense as to why she
Mhm.
would look annoyed and it wouldn't necessarily be about him. However, I do feel like there is some truth to he's probably a whore. And that makes sense. Like,
Uh,
only because
he ain't one yet, but
no,
I
no,
think he
no.
gonna be
I'm gonna
one.
tell you why I said that.
Really?
Because she said the reason why he
Oh,
wasn't her
he
type is
tweeted.
because he had a girlfriend.
Yeah, he
He had a
tweeted.
girlfriend in his bio and was DMing her. And so I feel like he's already out here probably talking to other girls, and she probably has a reason to suspect. So, like y'all said, Bow Wow is right. Once you get married and he's fully in this, it's only going to get worse. But I don't feel like it's just a gold digger. To me, she seems very under his control. Is
Now
what
she under everybody's control, honestly.
true.
The
The
way they eat her up, this
Magnifying
girl
glass.
had to get online and defend a piece of the blackness that she do got. What she said, she was Filipino and or
I'm seeing a
Mexican
bunch of comments saying
and
her
black.
mama black. That's all I need to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, her mom's black.
Oh,
She
okay.
black.
She
Somebody
actually
Filipino.
looked more like her mom to me than her dad.
And to me, I feel like when they see her, they see her and they see him, they're automatically assuming she can't possibly really like him. And when people say that, I'm like, that's not true. Beautiful women love schmuggly ass niggas all the time. Like, I hate to say it like that, because
I
beauty is in
feel
the
like
eye
they
of
get
the
it. That's
beholder.
what she said. I feel like he wasn't her type based on looks as well, which is why she sat up there and she was like skating on him with them DMs.
Yeah, he got a lot of
Now,
face.
over time,
He has
I
got a
guess she
lot of
liked
face.
him.
But that happens a lot. Like, I have been in relationships with people and I was not automatically attracted to them, but they apply so much pressure that eventually I started liking their ass. Now I'm noticing the things that I do like about you, not the things that I don't like about you. So, and then men who do, and not just men, because that was a woman that did that to me. Like, people who apply that amount of pressure in those relationships, they're trying very hard to get you to like them. And once you get in, you locked in. I'm not demonizing Travis. The fuck are you talking about?
Shout out to Winter. What's going on,
Okay.
Winter?
Oh, Winter,
Winter,
Winter.
you got me thinking something. Winter said that's actually how they do. Wives couldn't stay with the team, with them in team hotels, but they allow whores in the lobby. It's wild. As a new NFL wife, that was very jarring to me. She finna have a terrible time. I hope she doesn't, but that is so true, and I've heard that a lot. That the women can stay, but the family can't.
right. So you can understand that
This is gonna
moment,
be
her
rough on her.
being annoyed. And all I'm saying is, I don't like when people automatically assume when they see two people that one person is not actually attracted to them, because a lot of the
Right.
times women don't have to be attracted to like a look. You can
Right.
eventually get us
That's
in a whole
true.
bunch of other ways. And to me,
Especially
he got
they
an
playing like
energy
the
about
man is super ugly. Oh, that, thank you, body. They're saying it like the man is just so ugly. Like
it.
that's not the thing. She's a beautiful girl. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but he's
And-
giving average.
yes.
Like if he checks all the other boxes, why would she not date him? I don't see
Hello.
what's the disparity between the two of them
Thank you,
besides her being
Brittany.
light skinned.
I worked in college athletics in the locker room and academically. Majority of these athletes are hoish. Just saying. So I do agree with Bondy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Body body.
That's why we agreed with Bow Wow, because we know that once somebody starts throwing coochie, a lot of men are not going to be like bow, bow, bow. No, they're gonna be like bow, bow. But yeah, you I'm gonna get right.
Like, give me that. Give me
Yeah,
that.
yeah, give me this
And
one.
they get married in May.
Next.
And
Next.
he's gonna get married. Let me tell you what I peeped. He wants to marry her because she's so submissive. I don't care what nobody talking about. The energy that she gives is I'm gonna do whatever he needs me to do, and all of that little other shit that
No,
might
you're
be to
right.
get him angry. But it's
I
giving
don't
I pack
know.
his bag. It's giving
It's
I
given she gonna crash out, to be real.
oh
I don't
probably
think she's
She
as
oh, he gonna
submissive.
love it.
he gonna
Oh,
enjoy it.
exactly.
Cause he ain't used to
That's what
getting it. Mm-hmm.
that's
But
what it's
But I'm
given.
He
telling
on
you,
his name.
when you listen to her talk and all of that, I still felt like she gave, I'm going to try, I'm going to attempt, I'm going to find pride in being the NFL wife. And that's what I mean by, oh, she's going to make sure that she is packing the bags, because she already there with him at all of these moments. So I feel like she already probably is trying to put the work in to prove I'm here because I actually like you, whatever your family needs. That's why she like, so what do you want me to do? You want to go with them? You want me to stay here? You want me, like, it's given I'm trying to
Mhm.
play this role, because he presents himself like one of the respectable ones. He wants to wife her. He don't want to just make, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's
I
presenting
do.
himself like a respectable one. So I think she is also wanting to present like, I want to,
I see that, but I don't know. Cause see, some part of me is like, I feel like she's showing up based on how she thinks we, the public, are going
That's
to
what it
view
is.
her.
Yep.
Typically, a lighter skinned woman with a darker man in the NFL, there's a certain perception about, those, women in that couple or what those type of couples. And I feel
right.
like that's
They've been
her
together for
feeling like
5
she has
years
to
already.
overcompensate or show up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she
Yeah.
shows her value and worth in doing that, but it still could be a bit of what you're saying as well. But I do feel like it's a lot of weight, and now it's going to be even more pressure on her because
Girl.
everything she has been doing the past few months or so has been scrutinized. So
Yeah.
it's going to
Go
be hectic.
consult Aisha Curry, Savannah
Yeah.
James.
Go talk to
You,
them.
you
How
go
they
get you
deal
some
with it.
mentors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't getting a I don't give a fuck, I'm just here for the money vibe from her. Like, I
Mhm.
wasn't getting that. And I do wonder what her background is and all of that, because I don't know the young lady. I don't even know him. But I know every time one of these little young men that y'all feel like is facially challenged decides he wants to give him a preference because he got the prestige and the money to get it, there are a lot of black people that are upset about it from two aspects. First, you want to see him as a baby, and number two, you want to see her as a gold digger. And I feel like, I don't know why y'all continue to be mad at women when men know who these women are and they still want them. So why are you feeling like he's so young and he can't possibly understand what's about to happen? He knows. He don't give a fuck. He's down for the ride. He like it where he at. They've been together 5 years and he online telling y'all leave his girl alone.
Another layer to that, I would say, would be his parents. I feel like black parents gonna know before anybody else. And I'm sure mama and daddy, if they weren't too sure about her or whatever, probably have had the conversation with him. And y'all know kids get to that age as
Yes.
adults. What they gonna do what they want to do. And
Mhm.
he has to learn that for himself ultimately. And I just hope everything ages well for the both of them. So where people don't be trying to play these footage and stuff for him in about 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
hopefully it goes well.
low key is already not looking too good for them. We'll see if they actually make it to the marriage part because it's looking a little too tough. Because I think it's easy to do when everybody not paying attention to you. And now that they having all this public scrutiny, like I do believe that she was probably like fucked up about the way people was bullying her. Shannon Sharp, grown as fuck, online reprimanding this girl, telling her, "You not supposed to talk about that. You supposed to keep that between." I don't like none of that. Let
What
them
did he say?
girl.
Yeah, I
He
didn't
was
see what he said.
look, girl, pull it up. Because he was doing way too much for me. Um, just because I feel like you're a grown man talking about, oh, you need to protect some of your my Michelle, sir. Like, don't. And if Chad was just
Young
on the
lady.
show last week crying. Fuck you talking about?
Oh my geez. Is
He
this
said,
it?
young lady.
Young lady, like Adidas, when these people come around, there are going to be times you're going to have to sign he's going to have to sign footballs. He's going to have to sign helmets. He's going to have to sign jerseys. He's going to have to he's going to have to take pictures. You know how I know? Because when I go to sponsors, I have to sign footballs. I have to sign helmets. I have to sign photos. I have to sign jerseys. That's a part of it. He understands that. You're about to come into a situation. You're going to have more money at your disposal than you even dreamed of. And why is that? That's a part of it. And for you to say, when he's taking those talking about how long do I have to stay here all day, you should graciously and willingly stay there a month if that's what it requires. And for you to talk about, well, the reason why I left him on for my inbox, well, he's younger than me and he cheated. You see, now you threw that man on the bus. We didn't need to know that. We did not need to know that. Why you put that man business in the street? Are you perfect? Look, I don't like the part of oversharing in a relationship because it was unnecessary. Why you and Travis got together? Did you have to say he wasn't my type? That was for nobody to know. You don't have to share everything, people. You don't. And now it makes me. It's none of my business, but it paints you in a bad light. Oh, he wasn't your type, but now he is my type. Well, it seems like your type might be George Washington, Ben Franklin, Ulysses S. Grant. It might be some of those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just young lady, you don't have
Chad was like, that was too much.
Relationship.
No,
Guys, I don't know what y'all want Ocho and I to do. Ocho has met Travis once. I've met him once. He has the best mentor that he could possibly have, and that's one Prime. He has the best. Guys, we're just like you. We're on the internet. He's not going to listen to us. Sometimes something has to happen to you. You have to see it for yourself. Somebody can't tell you about it, Ocho. If somebody you didn't know offered you advice on finances, everybody on the chat, who y'all listening to him? If somebody that y'all didn't know tell y'all what y'all should do with y'all money, say, hey, give me your money. Listen, no, you're not. So he looks at you guys, and I'm sure he appreciates your support, but he's not going to take your advice when it comes to his dating or who he's going to be with. I just have a problem with her sharing. I have a problem with her understanding. And
I can't do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it no more from the man that went live from his own IG page for us to hear him hunching on Michelle. Okay, you're not gonna be able to tell us a whole lot of nothing. But I do think he has a point that a lot of younger generation people need to know. You do not have to share everything. I do hate when they come online all the time and feel like they have to share and defend themselves, but I feel like that could also be a part of them being young, to where they coming up in the social media world and they feel like they got to give so, but you don't owe these people motherfucking thing. And a lot of times they gonna think what they want to think anyway, because that's just how they is. So sometimes you got to leave them to it. Sometimes, okay, and sometimes you got to defend yourself accordingly. But I think he has a bit of a point. But the way he was yelling like that was his daughter and stuff coming down, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he lied.
Her.
I lucky don't think Bow Wow lied either, but it's just the way they telling him to drop her. It's a mix. I think a bunch of things can be true. I think they're young. I don't think they should get married. I think they should try to figure out what this stage of life is gonna bring. But the grown people commenting on them is just too much.
I also think that I don't know, the way that she was going off about the cheerleaders and stuff, they might be getting married so he could reassure her that this is what he wants now that
That's
he's
what it
going
is.
into this arena.
Which is even more reason for them to just pause, because the marriage isn't going to solve what's to come when more fame comes about.
Right.
Very
Which
true.
again, like I said, we can agree on some stuff, but I just didn't like the way they were. like talking about oversharing, she was defending herself. Like the reason why she
Mhm.
said, because the only reason she brought that up about, oh, he was my type. I think he wasn't my type. I think the only reason she said that is because they was like, oh, you a gold digger, you just chasing after him because he got money. And she was like, I didn't even really want him at the beginning because he already had a girlfriend. He wasn't my type, meaning I wasn't running after him just because he had money. Like
Mhm.
he applied pressure to me. And
But
that's what
5 years prior, he didn't have money though, right?
True.
that might
He
be
did.
another
He
thing.
didn't have money 5 years
So
prior.
yeah, if
Okay.
he's 21, what was he, 16?
Oh, you right. So even in
He
high
didn't have money.
school. Mm. And he had a girlfriend. So why y'all playing this girl out like she a gold digger when she got with him before he had anything?
Mhm.
That's wild. Because you don't know if he in high school, you don't know if he gonna go pro just because, especially at 16, like girls they paying attention to that shit. You play football in high school. That don't mean you gonna go to college and be a Heisman Trophy winner and all of that shit. And honestly, I feel like the way she was seen in that clip we saw, like
Mhm.
of her like waiting to see who was gonna get up and all of that,
Mhm.
that just kind of made it seem like she wasn't hating on what he had going on like that, the way they were trying to make it seem.
Yeah,
Just wanted
I
to
think it's more of what you said. Yeah. Yeah, just, trying to assess what she should do in that moment. Because honestly, this is all new to the both of them. So I think it is more that,
but fuck Shannon
especially with
Sharp
the
for that
5 year. You
shit.
say what?
I said fuck Shannon Sharp for that shit though, because that was wild. Like, dude, you doing way too much.
They just need to log off. Log off of him, baby. Or him and
Okay.
her. Him and her.
Go
Just
ahead and
log off
clock
for
out for
me.
me, please.
Yeah, that's it.
Let it go.
Okay. But that was a good conversation.
Hmm.
And I'm sure it shifted a lot of minds that may have initially looked at her one way to, consider the possibility that that's not who a lot of people are trying to make her out to be, like a gold digger. Like, she just learning and they just trying to figure it out. All right. So that's what we have on that. And now, yeah, it's a lot going on. It is. It's too
Not
much going
Patricia.
on.
Not
Yes,
Patricia.
Patricia has been, unfortunately, the ex-husband to Real Housewives of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey, Mr. Peter Thomas, unfortunately has been sentenced to prison for 18 months. He has a $2.5 million restitution, and the reason he's going to prison is for tax fraud. I believe there was some withholdings that were supposed to, he was supposed to withhold some employees' check, withhold taxes or whatnot from the employees' checks, and I guess give to who he was supposed to give to. Instead, the money was going somewhere else, so he was doing other things with it. But I want us to listen to what he has to say about this new journey he's about to embark on.
Mm.
Instagram world. Okay, I'm driving back to Atlanta. Me and my bro. Um, I see all type of stuff on social media, so I'm gonna let y'all run with that. But this is the deal. I want to thank Miss Owens, my attorney, for doing an incredible job. I want to thank the prosecutor and the judge because they did an incredible job, and I'm thankful that they're fair people. God bless me with fair people. Okay, and with that being said, okay, the outcome, I am grateful, and I'm gonna remain grateful. And I see you guys soon. Okay, they're allowing me to get some of my business affairs done before I have to turn myself in. It's not as bad as what I'm looking at on social media at all. All right. Again, I'm thanking those people because those people were beyond nice and those people were beyond fair. Okay, and that's all I have to say. Thank you. Hey, Instagram.
All right. So y'all just heard Mr. Peter. I feel like that 1 year and a half may go by very quickly for him. I feel like this year zoomed by pretty quickly. And Peter probably gonna be right back at it again. I'll tell you one thing though. I bet you Wendy is glad that she ain't going to business with him trying to open up no damn restaurant
Girl.
over there on the Potomac, ain't he? Um, That's sad, Peter. Maybe next time you'll just make sure you get people paid, because I know it was an incident where did he get into it with another employee of some sort and something about withholding her checks and stuff. So
I don't feel bad for him. Fuck Peter.
that's a
I
little sad.
think he got
Okay.
bad business practices.
Not fuck him.
Nah, the only reason I say that is because I feel like we've been here way too many times. At this
I
point,
was
we
gonna
don't like
say
to
that.
spend money. Like
Finally got over the hill.
I was about to ask y'all, is it bad that when I saw the news, my first reaction was finally? I'm not gonna hold y'all. My first reaction was finally. I don't want
finally.
this man to serve a long time. I really don't. Because I'm
Mhm.
gonna sound like a hypocrite because we're gonna talk about Kern later on, right? But low key, we didn't be here, like Bonnie said, too many times. So finally, it is what it is, Whatever is done in the dark gonna come to light. You gotta pay for what you do. So
Yes. And
you
I
you
think
done got away with it umpteen times and
I'm
you
about
still
to
doing it.
tell you. And also, I feel like people, because they like somebody or because they see somebody as a reality star or whatever, they
Mhm.
don't put themselves in a person's shoes that he's hurt. Imagine working a job for a nigga and he just decide he not about to pay you your last couple of checks.
Oh, child.
Like you
It's not
shouldn't
okay.
be able to keep doing that.
Mm-mm.
Like that's weird.
You should not. And this time, and see, that's what it seems like. He didn't even really get caught up on that part, right? He got caught up on playing with the government money, the taxes. And it's like, see, you thought that you could finesse so many people. You done sat up here and finesse the government, and now they on your head just a bit. So, try. Good luck, Peter. Hopefully it goes by quickly for you. He talking about it don't look as bad as what we seeing online. I can't tell,
I mean, I
but
hope he get out early. What is that? He only got to
is
serve
it
a third
Fed
of his
time?
time. They still do that. Fed time, you got to serve the whole thing.
That's what they say, but I don't know. I feel like so much stuff be changing, especially when I heard, and I know it may be state, but people can go to jail on the weekends and then go back to work during the week or whatever, and go back to
I
jail on the
heard of
weekend. I'm
that.
like, child, so much been changing. The Fed stuff probably changed too, and I just don't know about it. So he probably about only got a year or something, and got to do 6 months probation. I don't even know. Oh,
85%.
85%. Okay, well then, yeah, he'll be out much sooner than what we think. Then,
Shoot, 15 months.
yeah.
Huh. Well,
Look, 13 or 15.
huh.
Well, good luck, Peter. Let us move on. Now, we are about to talk about the drama of it all. And, one of the biggest stories that has hit and rocked the Maryland area. And at this time, what we will request of the people, okay, before we get into this, we need you all to make sure that you're liking up this video first. Child,
Ooh.
the Guan Dumb
The grunge.
Real Housewives of Potomac.
Why you found this specific video? First of all, she looked like she got in contact lenses, or her
Oh my
pupils are
Okay.
severely dilated. I am scared.
Okay. Child, Miss Karen was asking for a piece of tissue, and the officer was wrong to say he does not keep tissues in his vehicle. Okay. As the snot was dripping down her nose.
Ooh.
Listen, Miss Karen Huger was recently found guilty in the court of law by a jury of her own peers. She was found guilty for DUI and anything else that was attached to her, it appears. Okay. Um, yeah, Miss Ma'am was found guilty, honey. She was over here playing in our face by way of the internet when we first learned about it back in March, trying to tell us that oh I was stressed out about what she said, my mom's passing, my parents passing. Then next thing you know, we hearing about her going through a lot with Ray. She gets on the TV show and she plays in our face. Well, Miss Huger, and this is not, I'm not even trying to come down on you like that, Miss Huger, but this is a really serious situation to where people could have lost their lives, including you. And we just have to be honest because that's what we wanted from you, honesty. You played with us, but you could not play with these officers, okay?
This footage clear.
Get it up a piece.
You want to walk? All right, well, let's walk. And then we'll. Yeah, okay. I'll walk. All right, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's keep going. I know. Do you need your family car? All right, let's get you in the ambulance.
I'm Officer Baxter County Police. There's other things being video and audio recorded at this point, all right? You can go.
No, it's not okay.
Well, it has to be.
Cut it off now.
No, I can't. You can go
You
with them.
can.
I'm not allowed.
I'm like this. Okay.
Right on this side.
So you holding your shirt. Has anything hurt there?
I did not. Oh, I was just.
I'd rather her not do a lot of talking at this point anyhow, because she's probably a little bit upset after the thing. So she's.
Can I ask you where you're coming from tonight? Ma'am.
She said she was coming from a friend's house.
Okay. Which way were you driving on Oakland?
Where you have it?
Were you coming from Bradley?
You have it?
I'll take a look.
Yes.
You're coming from Bradley?
Well, wait. Where you see it? Yes. Thank you.
You were driving on Bradley or from Bradley? Do you remember the accident?
Yes.
Okay. What happened?
Actually, nothing really. Breaking me.
Yeah, it's just that somebody ran you off the road.
They did.
Someone ran you off the road? Okay.
Yeah.
You remember that vehicle at all?
No.
No, you don't? Okay.
Wait.
You don't.
Listen.
I understand. It's dark out here. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Let me ask you.
He's okay. He's still looking for the license.
No, Ray, we don't need him to do anything.
Karen, hold it.
Karen.
I'm looking for your license, baby.
How much you
Right
drinking?
here.
I'll give you my license if you
No,
want.
I was out, but I'm good.
How much you had to drink? That's my question.
See if your license is in there.
As soon as we catch fire.
Not yet.
Bowles probably already put one on. He's right. Bowles is working on the acres report, so it's probably on there. If not, just have him at it.
Make sure he doesn't have it already.
I think Bowles does.
Somebody have the license?
I think so.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think Bowles, one of my.
All right, I'll check.
Can you answer everything
Okay,
for me
okay.
first?
Right.
Thank you,
No, that were two. Karen, how much I
No,
drink
I'm
tonight?
talking to my husband.
Okay, can I talk with?
to my husband.
Yeah.
I can't talk to your husband. He's not really involved in
Okay.
this incident.
No.
He can help me translate or get you
No,
to
he
cooperate.
is. He is.
Okay.
Translate.
Okay.
How much
Shady
I
as
drink
fuck.
tonight? How much?
Ray, are you good?
I'm good. I'm just saying, they're assuming that you had more than you should have,
Good.
and I'm assuming that you had like a couple of beers or something
Yes,
like
that's
that.
all I had.
But
Okay.
You had a couple beers.
So, what's that?
That's my
Okay.
assumption.
Okay.
I don't know
What-
for sure. I wasn't with her.
Okay.
But
That's what I'm trying to
what
communicate with her.
Yeah.
What kind of beer did you drink?
Ray, were we good? Sweetheart?
I don't see your license here.
I think one of my.
Somebody got him.
Yeah, I
Somebody
think my
got it.
coworker has.
Because the bag
Alright.
was right there.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So,
we needed to write an accident report.
Okay.
it's okay.
So-
So, Ray, darling, what
Yes.
did you say?
I'm saying that you probably had a couple of beers.
Yes.
And you were coming back.
Yeah.
And you said that you got run off the road.
I
And guess
did.
did you hit the tree here or something?
It looks like she hit the center median, came across the median,
I
and then
did.
yeah, hit this tree as well.
Okay,
Like,
this
for
is
one of the.
dark. Or hit the median. Or hit the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray, can you take my press up, guys?
Doesn't take
They're
much.
making it up as they
No,
go.
it doesn't. Sweetheart, can you speak to me, please?
Okay.
Hey, your car's on fire. Your car's on fire. Get away from your car.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
Check the
Here you
DM.
had-
when you get a chance.
Okay.
Sweetheart, it's not intoxication. It's here. So,
Okay, but
where's
I
your
got an investigation. I got to conduct.
She
I
has,
understand
ask some
that. Go ahead,
questions.
Ray.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
what kind of beer did you drink? Was it the
Stella.
Stella? Okay. Where at?
I think I sent it on my phone to my husband. I always do.
Your
Blue
location or where
Yeah.
you were? I don't. I
Wait.
Yeah.
My car's
No, don't. It's on fire. But don't go.
Karen,
Your car is on fire. You're not
Oh,
going over there.
breaking the door.
get what?
Let the
We're
firefighters
gonna
do.
put it out.
Let the
That
firefighters, and we'll get you whatever you need. Okay. I'm guessing that's your cell phone ringing.
Is that the phone?
Probably. It's on the passenger floor, but don't go over there right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Where's your point?
My
Okay.
point is,
No,
I have
no.
an investigation to do as a police officer.
I
Okay.
respect
Karen,
that.
yeah, let them do this investigation.
Okay.
You had an accident. Just thank God you're not hurt bad or anything like that.
Can I
Yeah.
conduct some field sobriety on you, ma'am?
And we make the
No,
best of
sir.
it.
No.
You cannot.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we good?
I think we could be good.
We had an accident. You know, you probably did have a couple
Oh,
of beers.
Ray.
You didn't see the media.
Oh, Ray.
No, I didn't drive
And
the car either. And
oh,
for them
That's
to
a good man, Karen.
hop out,
Listen,
But
Savannah.
she wanted to blame it on him now.
the security hired for me. But
Got him out his
So-
I
bed.
have to.
was he
No.
was he here?
I will talk to my
He
husband.
had a
talk to him,
nice
it's not
hat and
going anywhere.
jacket matched,
What you will
ready
not
to
do
put
is
on.
tell me what I can't do.
All right, Tim, I'm gonna play
Karen,
shotgun.
don't please don't.
Ooh,
Are you
ooh.
doing that?
Yep.
They,
Why?
because you wouldn't listen.
Well, because you're intoxicated.
And they
The
are.
wig is saying everything. The wig is telling the whole story to me.
The way it
I have a
spit back in this
I
car.
don't have a tissue, ma'am.
Oh
I
my
do
God.
not carry tissues in my police car.
Ew.
But
Oh my God.
God is
I will
good.
get you tissues.
No,
Not her
I
licking,
don't.
not her licking a
I'm
snot.
not going to be there very long, but I thank you for tonight. This has been good for my marriage.
Okay.
Do you know my husband?
I do not know your husband. I only
No, my husband has never stood up.
What?
I'm married 28 years. I think
Very
he
nice.
died. Oh, this is the most stunning thing I've ever done. I can't really. I should have probably taken a cab.
This is so
You
bad.
probably should have taken a cab, yes.
Thank you.
Or an
She
Uber.
said good for her marriage.
And sometimes they don't pay attention to you. Are you married?
I am.
You gonna say married?
What's that?
You love her?
Yes.
I don't know how to love it. When you Google me, you're gonna be so ashamed of yourself. I'm bad as fuck. I don't think I did anything bad except the driver. I disagree. I have to bleed in my nose too in a minute.
Ooh.
I always bleed. Can you give me a tissue?
I don't have tissues in my police car.
Wait, what she said?
Look like
No,
she
I'm just
bleeding.
looking at the wig.
Oh, the
Oh
wig.
yeah,
Oh,
the
she
wig
said her
is
nose about to bleed or
No, I'm a
something.
slave owner. Store. I
no.
just
Her nose
support
is
my slave
running. She
plantation.
licking
I
a
just
snot.
wouldn't
I am
fuck with her.
disgusted. This
Oh,
wig has
geez.
been terrible since the
Oh,
gate.
child, I'm scared.
The wig. What is going on?
The more she leans back, the further it goes.
The wig is gonna fall. You know why? It's probably getting caught under her back, under her coat. It's gonna
I'm
slip back.
kidding.
It's gonna slip.
Thank you. They call me the Grandon.
The Grand Don.
Not they call
I
me the
don't know what the
Grand
fuck
Dame.
that's
I am
about.
dead.
Andy Cohen did that. Go ahead.
The what?
Andy Cohen did that. They call me the Grandon.
Screaming.
Oh my God.
She mentioning
Black
Andy like you know
information.
him.
I own the plantation.
Ooh, child.
But you don't
This
necessarily
host
What's your
is
name?
terrible when they bring up who they are.
I'm Karen. Thank you. They call me the Grandon.
The Grand Don.
I don't know what the fuck that's about. Andy Cohen did that. Go ahead.
The what?
Andy Cohen did that. They call me the Grandon.
Oh my God.
I own the plantation.
It is giving. She need to go to rehab.
That's okay.
Oh, wait. Can you take this off?
I can't take the handcuffs off. We got to go inside.
Everybody's gonna hate you that way.
What?
Do you know who I am?
I don't.
You've
told me your name is Karen.
No.
Let me help you up.
No, I did not. Oh God,
That's what I told
I'm
you.
lit.
Yes, you are lit.
Oh, cute.
That's why you're here.
Not really, darling.
It is. Hold on, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I don't want you to fall like you just did.
I just got.
I know, because you're drunk. Let's go this way, ma'am. Do I know who you are? No. You've asked me. Watch the step. Thank you.
And I'm walking up the street. He has a timer on.
Yeah.
He's good. And I'll walk up the stairs. And
Oh my gosh.
There's more.
Oh yeah.
This the last one.
This thread had it all.
just let that shit go. You want to I wouldn't do it. I will rise up. I am who I am. So what do you want to ask me? Can we? I don't give a fuck. Do you run that by people?
I'm not
Do
asking
you run that by people?
Karen. I'm not
No,
asking
I'm
you.
really rich, and I will
I
stay in
don't-
jail for a year or two.
Oh,
Because
Ooh.
just wonder, like,
What?
poor white, black, green people. Wonder, like, people.
It has nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah, it does. It has everything. So
it
what's
actually
your
has
point?
zero to do with that. I don't
So,
get to make
I'm
how
sorry.
this happens.
All right, it's not you.
She played the race card.
I'm extremely
Computer's gonna
intelligent.
read you.
I am Thomas Jefferson's concubine.
The computer's
And
gonna
I
continue reading
own
that
half
phone.
of the
All I
nation.
need you
Your
to do
point
is
is
listen.
what? No, what you need to do is tell me.
Thomas Jefferson
All I need you to do is
concubine.
listen. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Could you not?
Okay, there is more, but this the last one because Karen, baby, you gonna have to get that help. You're gonna have to. And you sat in our face and told us that you were going to be vindicated. And so much for vindication because I'm not seeing it. And honestly, it's really no disrespect, but I would have truly found you guilty twice if you wasted my time to come down here and sit in this jury for this trial, knowing that you showed your ass the way that you did for a strong 30 minutes, ma'am. Absolutely not. You would have been guilty twice for sure. Hmm.
She wasn't even the kind of drunk that you could play off. Like she was obviously drunk. Girl, did you pour the alcohol in your hair? Like it looked like her hair was wet from the alcohol. Like it just I I knew it was this bad because I know old like bougie luscious. And they be like this. They be exactly like this. They just know the right people, or they get drivers, or they have somebody come pick them up and drop them off. They don't be in their own car sliding down the damn highway, especially if they've already had one. And this makes me even more annoyed with Karen because this happened already. And your delusionalness keeps you from being real with yourself about the fact that you have a problem, which is why this happened again and why it ended up being exposed to us like this. Because if you would have just continued to have a driver like you had before, but I guess because you fucked your driver, that became an issue, and now you can't have a driver no more. Like that's what it's given.
That's even questionable to me though, because if this is how drunk she goes out and she usually gets, what driver will fuck her? Like she's not in her right mind at all. Consent, but whatever.
I'm just saying that's because
Y'all know what I
I
thought
thought they
about?
said that about her and the driver, that her
They
and
did
Blue
say
Eyes
that.
had an affair. So I just
They did, but you know what I thought?
But maybe not.
I was like, damn, this is probably the Karen that fucked a man in the bathroom at the restaurant.
Oh, she was right.
That's literally
You
what
talking about
I
Sharice?
Sharice said that. Sharice and Mia said that about Karen, and I was like,
And Mia
ain't no
wasn't
way
backing
possible.
down. Mia
And
was
when I
not backing
watched
down.
that video, I was like, this is who did it. The person who's in this video is the person who fucked this man in the bathroom. I hate it for my auntie. Go check in the rehab. She
Immediate.
absolutely could have killed somebody herself. I didn't know that there was footage out there. Like literally, I was in the agreement of why would she admit to it? Why would you admit to something if you haven't gone to trial? Why didn't you take the plea? What I really want to know, because Ray was shaking in his boots trying to keep it together. Shout out to Ray. That's a good man, right? So for y'all to find a lawyer, I couldn't imagine Ray telling Karen, why don't we take the plea? So she had to argue him on that because she wanted to stand so much in her wrongness. Yeah, auntie, I was gonna say that she needed to be at the house on an ankle monitor, but honestly, she need to be in the jail. She need to be in jail or some form of rehab.
Can I be honest? Necey, when you brought up that is the person that smashed in the bathroom, watching the video, I thought she was gonna say what I was thinking. When she
What?
asked that man if he was married, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I thought she was gonna proposition. I did. I thought she was gonna proposition him just a little piece because I was like, where is this going? What are you doing? Why are you asking him this? So
Well, she
I'm
said, "Do
glad
you
she
love her?"
didn't.
Did you hear that?
Yes,
She said, "Do you
yes,
love her?"
yes.
And I thought she was gonna say something. Honestly, I thought that when she mentioned that to him, she was
was
gonna
about
talk
her.
about her relationship with Ray.
Mhm.
I think she really is going through some things in life, like she said.
Mhm.
And I think that she was about to open up to this man about Ray.
Mhm.
But
I thought she was trying
regardless,
not to go to that jail, baby.
He was like, what I gotta do? Let me
I'm in
show you
the
these
bind, babe. I'm in
let
the
me show you
bind.
the triple 20 titties.
Listen, let me show you what this tongue can do. Y'all remember that? Okay,
Okay.
okay. Listen, let me put my back in my mouth.
But
Ooh,
Anyway,
you
that's
could be
horrible.
right. But she did say that she did say they was going through some stuff. So you probably,
she looked like wherever she was getting fucked up before she even got in that car. That's what it looked like. So wherever she was, I'm mad at whoever let her leave. Wherever she was, whoever let her leave in her car, I'm mad at them. I would like to know where she was coming from. But yeah, nah, that's embarrassing as fuck. And in all honesty, now that you say that, we're gonna have to rewatch that with a whole new lens, girl.
I thought she was out to eat with that cousin that she went out to eat with on the show. I thought
I don't think
because she
so. You talking about
well,
the
she
young
said he
guy?
saw her earlier that day. That's what it was. She
Yeah.
said he saw her earlier that day, but I didn't know how earlier that day it was. Did you just see him and then he decided to stay on the phone with you to make sure you made it home because you were drunk
Well, she
or
didn't even
what?
say where she was though. That was the kicker to me. Because if you was
No, she
really at the
didn't.
bar, why wouldn't you just name the bar you was at? And then
Right.
also the way she didn't want Ray to go through her purse, it was weird.
Ooh,
You was
I
out
think
somewhere with some man that didn't give a fuck about you,
Mm.
and that's why your ass was on the road.
the people
Yeah,
be doing dangerous things when they be girl. That's
they sure
listen.
do.
Anything else on Miss Huger? This is
Drugs? Question mark.
Embarrassing.
Let me ask y'all that.
Possibility.
no. Oh, y'all think so? I don't
It
think
depends.
so.
It's a
I think
possibility. Pills.
it could be like maybe a prescription or something, possibly. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I definitely think she was drunk though, for sure. Like that's hands down. But I don't know.
Hmm.
I could see Karen being a drunk, but I don't know about that part. Anything is possible. I don't,
Hmm. Yeah. Well,
sure.
I hope she get better. That's the type of thing where it'd be like, yeah, pray for my healing. She
Please.
need prayer. She need prayer.
I think
And
she
she
need
need
to go
rehab.
ahead and drop her statement. Like you dropped a statement as soon as it happened to try to deflect and everything. And now that we know what's what, go ahead and put a statement out there. And hopefully you won't get jail time. Like you said, you'll do a year or two. Well, it looks like that's what you're facing. And I pray to God. I can't see Karen in prison or jail. I can't. So I do
Jen
hope
Shah,
she get cute. Good.
that lady said, Karen said in the video, that's gonna be the thing. That's gonna be the aha. Like you just said, I would give you double just for wasting my time. Number one, she wasting people time. Number two, on video, she said I will sit in jail for a year or two. If I was a judge on the case, that's exactly what your ass would be doing.
Oh, yeah. And the way you handle, the entire situation when they were trying to help you, and then you brought it to the courts and made it seem like they did something wrong and you were trying to get the evidence thrown out. I'm not gonna play with you. Ooh, child, Miss Karen, we wishing you the best and that things go in your favor as best they can because they finna eat you up at this reunion, I'm sure. I don't know if you're gonna be there in person or if you're gonna be there via satellite, but whatever it's gonna be, we wish you the best. Let's see. Farm D says, as a married man that's been asked that, she was definitely throwing it. Ooh, thank you for the super chat. When she asked, "Are you married? Do you love her?" Let us go. Let us go. Let us get into some TV talk. All right, y'all. Let us get into Married to Medicine really quickly. How did y'all feel about the episode? I feel like
Boring.
it was mid.
It was okay. I feel like it's trying to pick up.
Mm.
Yeah. And we are what it's like 4 episodes, right? So I guess like give it some time. It's probably gonna pick up.
It's
Uh
it's given a lot of production. That's what it's given to me. Whether it's Toya trying to force confrontations by way of producing,
mhm.
or it's Quad trying to force a conversation between Contessa and Heavenly. Like it just all feels very produced,
Forced. Mhm.
forced. Yes.
Yeah,
What
Toya
did
talking
y'all?
about Phaedra.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Like
didn't see nothing wrong with Phaedra not really wanting to open up because they
Really?
are gonna use it against her ex. Well, more
Yeah.
so, like I'm not gonna tell you what my triggers are because
yeah.
Yeah,
Heavenly
that
was
was a dumb
lying.
question.
Like you're gonna try to use that against me, but I do see where Toya's coming from. Like you're amongst this group, and you do need to open up. But when Toya says, I don't like that, people be in our business but don't want to share theirs, I'm like, that ain't her fault that y'all tell y'all business. You chose to share that.
Mm.
But for
Well,
reality show purposes, she gonna have to perform or she gonna have to get up.
because you know what I was gonna bring up is like example, not to get off this show, but Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Mhm.
Mel and Martell put their business out there, but still it's everybody's duty to perform.
True.
So, and honestly, I was just talking about this today. This is gonna be the first time that I will have to watch Phaedra on TV for probably a whole year together because you were on 2 seasons of Married to Medicine, and then you go straight from Married to Medicine to this newest season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. You didn't give shit in the 2 seasons that you were on Married to Medicine, and when you come on to the tail end of Real Housewives of Atlanta, you're probably not gonna give shit. So for Toya to ask her questions, I was here for it because it's like you're literally collecting a free check for what? For Candy not liking you? Like, if I promise you, if Candy would have allowed Phaedra to come back on the show
Mhm.
before, Phaedra wouldn't be relevant today. Her time would have already come to an end. But the only reason why I think that Phaedra is more relevant now is because people want to try to, they like that it's kind of, I don't know what word I should use to explain that, but they feel like, hi Candy, she's back, she on TV. I think that's
Mhm.
what she's getting her run based off of. But if she didn't have that adjacency to Candy, I don't think that she would be in our faces as long as what she is now. I think she'd be more of an effect to like a Robin Dixon.
Mm.
I don't know.
I
For
think
the effect of Robin,
I don't
Robin don't
even
need
she may
nothing,
have
and
a little
Phaedra
more
don't either.
relevance than I think she'll have a little more relevance than her.
Mm.
yeah. Because Robin doesn't have decorum. Robin doesn't know how to carry herself. So I think a lot of things about Robin came out just because of her lack of control over her own shit. Phaedra has a lot of control over her own shit. So that's why we don't see a lot of who she really is, which is why I didn't mind Toya's questioning, but the way she came at her in that moment, it was just like you just trying to have a moment. And I also feel like, why the fuck would I tell you my triggers? That's weird. Everybody knows that you don't tell people your triggers or what you really like. You don't do none of that shit because they're only going to adopt it and use it in some type of way against you. Like, don't give them the heads up. Let them figure it the fuck out. Let them be whoever they are. Okay. So
Right.
that's one thing. And I feel like Phaedra is never gonna really share. Phaedra is good for one-liners and forcing confrontation or forcing people to make up. That's the only thing she's going to be good at, being a go-between, trying to keep things light, because she's never going to show who she's really fucking. That's what's
Mm-mm.
obvious. She's never going to show who she's really fucking. She's always going to present somebody who she wants you to believe she's fucking, but she's not really fucking them. Um, and I feel like she now has gone from being the goody two shoes and holding her legs close together to being somewhat of a thotting and bopping it. Two things. First of all, you feel like you can finally be real. You're old enough now. You've had 2 children. I don't have to pretend to be one way anymore. And we all know that Phaedra was pretending back then. So now she could be the video vixen that she really wants to be without the prayer cloth. Okay. But in that, I still feel like a part of her personality is to protect who she really is and to always just be projecting something outward
Mhm.
versus really letting everybody in. And that's always been the case. So I don't think she's ever really gonna give like that. People just love her little funny one-liners when she was able to write them and rehearse them before she came up there on a reunion stage to give them to y'all. But y'all didn't know that because back then people didn't know how contrived reality TV really was. Now you can't get away with the same shit. So that's why it
Mm-mm.
don't work now.
I also don't think she's gonna give any reaction. Well, I think she's gonna give a reaction, but not much of what they're expecting once Apollo comes onto the show. I think they're gonna be expecting her to really show her ass, and I just think she not because she know what they're trying to do at this point. What did y'all think about the contestant and Heavenly of it all and them not resolving their issue? I don't know if I care for them to like really try to force it. Um, I don't care if they ever be friends. Honestly.
Um, Contessa, Contessa. First of all, why does listen? I hate the fact that she got a spray tan. I hate that. I
I didn't even
know
notice
y'all can't
that.
really notice it because she black, but I can tell because I know what body, what the lifters look like. And I kept noticing, I was like, why does her skin look so shiny and weird like that? It's 'cause she has on the bodybuilder spray tan. I can't hear you.
Ah.
Oh, my bad. I said I like it. Uniform.
You like
It
it?
just one. Yeah, Jackie Aina
Oh,
does that
that.
too. I like the spray tan on black
Mm.
skin.
I normally would agree because I've seen darker complected girls get it and that looks good, or when you're really light. But she looks greasy to me. And
Mm.
then on top of her looking
Mhm.
slightly greasy, she's extremely thin in a way that she wasn't the last time we saw her.
Mhm.
And I feel like her energy is nervous. Like the way she
Really?
comes off, yeah, she seems to be composed and calm, but it's a lot of like right beneath the surface, she bubbling. Like I feel like she can't wait to have this blow up with Heavenly, basically, is what it feels like to me. She trying to
Mhm.
act like everything's good and oh yes, and we're doing, but it no, you're really just trying to put on for everybody. And that's another thing that I'm noticing. Also, it's so bothersome to me that no matter how beautiful she is, how great her body is, how much money she seems to make, she still looks tacky. I hate that.
Period.
Girl, fashion's
Yeah.
in the trash.
Horrible. Worse than Giselle.
Oof,
Yeah,
Giselle
for
runs
sure.
circles around her.
Child Contessa.
nobody ever heard such a thing.
Mm-mm.
So
Never
disappointing.
thought the words would leave my lips.
So disappointing.
So it's just a lot going on. And also, whenever people have like that really nervous energy, like they pretending like they're not stressed about something, but they super duper stressed about it and they lose a lot of weight. I sometimes feel like you like stressed yourself to this amount of thinness versus you was working out in this thing. Because even when you was bodybuilding that last time, you wasn't this thin. Like we seeing veins and shit. Like I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm worried. I hope she's okay.
What the fuck did Miss T have on? Going to the photo. Was she a part of the photo shoot? Cause what the hell was she? Did y'all see that?
I
Was
don't
it a
remember
two
what she was
piece? Was
wearing.
it a shirt and pants? I think I
Yeah,
saw.
I think the back part was like cut out. And I was told this with a plaid shirt. I'm like, maybe she's not. Oh, you know what? Her cycle was on. I think
She
Mm.
she
did say that.
said so. I think that yeah, she probably wasn't participating in a photo shoot. That's probably what it was. But I think the episode was mid. We'll see. Anything else y'all want to talk about with Married to Medicine? Because it wasn't really a
What did
Heavenly
lot that I
Steers.
could think of, huh?
I
I said
wanted
Heavenly Steers.
her,
Heavenly what?
her
Her
tears
tears.
about
Yeah.
what? When she cried?
When she cried?
Contessa. Y'all don't remember her sitting there with the eyes red and that
Oh, Contessa wasn't there, and she was talking
yeah.
about how I really confided in her, and I feel like it was a one sided friendship and all of that.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Right.
honestly, I feel like I like the fact that Jackie was like, "Nah, be real." She was there for you and things like that. But I also feel like the way Contessa wants to make Heavenly the worst person in the world, literally her words,
Mhm.
because she said that Scott is emotionally abusive. Like she says such worse shit about other people. And I feel like she has never gone in on Contessa like that. Yet Contessa is taking it like she outed something that Contessa wasn't also expressing on the show. So it's something about that dynamic that I feel like is homoerotic, first of all. And second of all, I think it's lame as fuck for Contessa to come back this season still mad about some shit from 2 seasons ago. You took a whole break, you come back, you still with your husband, but you still mad about this shit. Get over it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We would like to
You
move
should have
on,
stayed
please.
your ass on the show if that was something that you wanted to address. But because you wanted to protect your husband, because you knew that he was looking emotionally abusive, because she's the one who started those claims,
He
you
did.
wanted to get off the show to protect your husband, and that's what you did. And now you coming back trying to make Heavenly pay for some shit when we as the audience didn't get a resolution to how you and your husband even ended back in this spot. I'm telling y'all, I can't stand Contessa. I'm telling y'all right now, get away from me with this. I can't deal with her.
It makes it seem like he's even like now that I'm thinking about it, her nervousness, sometimes when women are like that, it is because they're being abused in their household. And so when they come out into the world, they want to be able to get their frustrations out on somebody. And I think Heavenly is an easy target. Somebody that everybody else can agree that she be doing this and she be doing that. So now you can be mad at her when really you mad at your husband, but you too scared to have your aggression outwardly expressed towards him. So you do it to Heavenly because everybody else will let you do it. You know what I'm saying? Because Heavenly didn't talk so much shit about everybody. Nobody's really gonna argue with you about it. But she been doing too much for the longest. Ever since she put that weird ass wig on so that she can show the YouTube videos in her theater. I hate when people do performative shit like that. Have a conversation with me. Don't try to embarrass me.
That was
and do
weird
all
as
that
hell.
showcase and shit. I've had bosses do shit like that to me. That's why
That's
I'm like,
full of abuse.
yes.
That's
I'm like,
abuse.
Hold on, what part? What? When that happened? Oh, they was in Contessa's basement.
yes. That's
Seasons
when they
ago,
really got into it. Mhm.
and they called it an intervention, but they got everybody together to talk to Heavenly about what she had been doing. But when you think about it, that was a tool of abuse in itself. So that's why I'm just like, y'all know how we
It is.
always say,
Everybody.
How would that be abuse? I feel like, bitch, we getting your ass back. Like you just sat on your platform, said all of this shit about people, and we pulling you into this room. We ain't going on social media to eat that ass up. We coming to you. So how is that?
It's the
well,
I feel like it's a tit for
I
tat to
understand
me
what you're
versus
saying.
abuse. Mhm.
When it comes to the other women, and her talking shit about the other castmates, then yes. But when it comes to Contessa, I see it as abuse because Contessa is gaslighting. You the one who came to the show and basically laid out the cookie crumbles that your husband was emotionally abusive. You're
Got that.
using this as a tool to embarrass her. So by you getting everybody on one accord and using them to fight your battle, that's an abusive tactic in itself.
I don't feel
And
that
I'm gonna
way.
tell you, it is. And another reason why I think it is
Mm-mm.
because of the way it then gets everybody on your side against her in this very public forum. When at the end of the day, your issue with her is very personal. So why would you not have that conversation with her alone? You wanted to embarrass her. You didn't want to get back at her. You wanted to one
It's
up
a,
her.
Right,
it's
but
the
if
same thing
everybody is feeling the same way though,
But
so
everybody
that's I'm
didn't
like
go
it
through.
shouldn't
It's the
take that
same
much
thing she did at the
convincing.
reunion, though. It's the same thing she did at the reunion that got herself in the position that she is now. She didn't have the guts to speak up to her husband and say, "You making me feel this way. I want to get a divorce."
Well,
What
yeah,
she
I got
did
that one.
was
Yeah.
she evoked emotion out of everybody and had everybody fight her fight. She did the same thing when it came to the shit that Heavenly was doing on YouTube. Granted, Heavenly was
I
wrong,
feel like
but you
that's
can't
different
fight your own
only.
battles.
I get that. I feel like okay, and maybe both could be true,
And bully
right?
behavior is
But if
I
every if Heavenly has done this to everybody, I feel like it fits better with Scott because Scott ain't do shit to nobody. You just manipulated them to feel away. But with the other ladies, Heavenly has done something to every person, so it's not hard to get them on board to feel away and want to come against her. Because
true.
Simone has even had an issue. I thought Contessa and Simone was both having the issue at the same time with her.
Everybody was having
Let
an issue
me
with her saying shit on the YouTube channel, but it's a whole nother thing the way she decided to present it to everybody. It would be
yes.
one thing if they all had that conversation just together with like expressing to her how they felt. It was her intentionally not telling you what the fuck was going on, having you sit and watch the videos of the
Too
things
much
that
plotting.
she said in order to in order
That shit
to
funny as fuck.
embarrass her in front of everybody. Yeah, but I'm just saying when it was done to me by my bosses, it felt like a manipulation too. Like they were trying to make me feel bad about something that I didn't or shouldn't feel bad about. And the thing about it is the things that she has said about Contessa were not nearly as bad as the shit that she said about any of them other.
Everybody else, but
So the
Contessa
fact
didn't give a
that
fuck.
so the fact that Contessa
She definitely
used
said some shit
their
about hard
anger
ass.
and what she said about she really used everybody else's anger against Heavenly. And I think that's where it gets fucked up because essentially, even if Heavenly was saying your husband was abusive and all of that, she never tried to round nobody up in order to embarrass you. Like it's
That's
it's
true, but I don't
different.
And
know. I just feel like abuse though.
I know we
Well,
don't
I
like
want to
to
say
talk,
why I use that word.
but
Let me
yeah,
explain. Somebody left a comment that perfectly explained it from LA Lover 323. It says manipulation can be a form of abuse. And the reason why I use the word abuse is because when we look at the relationship dynamic between her and Scott, and people can identify based on their own opinion that he's emotionally abusive. Manipulation is a tactic that she would be used to in that relationship. So in turn, we gonna see her do that in her friendships, kind of the same way we saw Drew gaslight some of the other women on Housewives of Atlanta. We see that all the time. So that's why I'm saying, like, yes, it's manipulation, but it also is a form of abuse because she's projecting what she's probably seen practice in her relationship, which is the emotional abuse on herself, which is why she thinks that she's responsible for Heavenly going on YouTube. She knows deep down internally that the reason why Heavenly came on YouTube is because she allowed her that, but she don't want to take responsibility. So she's going to manipulate Heavenly into taking blame for what
Oh,
she.
I like this. So what do we call it when Heavenly goes on her platform, spews things about people, and then uses the audience to weaponize that information against? Okay, I just want to make sure we call it Heavenly. Okay, we on the same page. Okay,
I'm gonna
big.
be clear. I'm
Locked
gonna
and
tell you what it
clocked.
says online. It says abuse is the act of improper usage or treatment of a person or thing, often to unfairly or improperly gain benefit. Abuse can come in many forms, such as physical or verbal maltreatment, injury, assault, violation, or unjust practices, crimes, and other types of aggression. So when we say abuse, it really is just you intentionally mistreating somebody. And it's not to say, and I understood what you were saying about, oh, it's equal, but in that moment, that of making, and to me is what I'm specifically talking about, making her watch the videos. That specific moment, that is when this is no longer, I feel like you just coming to your friend with, I got a problem with you. This is no, bitch. I'm trying to one up you. I'm trying to cause injury to you. I'm vengeance. That's it's not the same thing as like an equal thing. It's a vengeance. Instead of justice, it's vengeance. And that's what I mean. Like, I think when you want to hold somebody accountable, you don't necessarily want to get vengeance on them or to hurt them more than they hurt you all the time. Like, that's not exactly the goal. That's why we don't like in law whenever y'all give somebody too harsh of a punishment for certain crimes, right? It's the same thing with relationships. If somebody does something, and at this point, I feel like we understand that Heavenly is doing this to everybody, but if you actually listen to specifically what was said about you, it was not anything really bad. It was just that he was emotionally abusive. Okay, that's it. She is taking that and applying all of the things that she might have said to Toya, all the things that she might have said to some, things that were actually separate situations and all different, because those people will come at her some type of way, and then she would, or then she get online and talk her shit. But to me, it's no different than you having a scene with somebody else and talking shit about a person, or getting on a reunion show and talking shit about a person. Her getting on YouTube to me was no different than them saying shit on the reality show. Like, give me a break.
Bondy, what videos did your job make you watch?
When I did my they made me watch my YouTube videos. They pulled They pulled up my YouTube videos. And
now, see, can I say, okay, so let me jump just a little piece. Listen, see, that's where I feel like that could be abuse, because what you say on YouTube has nothing to do or at all related to your job. Whereas the shit that Heavenly has done is related to this job and these individuals here. So for me, it gives,
let me give you another example.
This is just a messy moment.
Let me give you another example though. My other boss, before I quit, he would do this. If you would make an editing mistake, instead of calling you into a room and saying, hey, you made a mistake right here, I want to show you where it is, he would just call you in there and play it and look at you. Ooh. And then wait to get to the moment, pause. So what happened there? What's this?
Yes, that's just as abusive as the meeting of making you watch your own shit. That's crazy.
It was slightly different. And that's why I'm saying, like, I think the act of what Contessa did is matching. And that's really because, like you said, she's already being abused. And what we have learned, and I feel like what I've really been learning, is women who are in abusive relationships take on those actions to other people. So
this was good.
I
Just
think
for
that a lot of
good.
y'all don't like what the definition of abuse is, because then you would have to
They
admit
don't.
how much you've been abused. That's what I see from a lot of
Or
y'all.
that you
I'm not
abuse
overreacting to shit.
situations.
Yeah, I'm not overreacting to shit. I think a lot of y'all don't want to admit to yourselves. And I'm really just talking about people in the comments that want to act like, I feel like y'all are low-key gaslighting me in these comments, because I don't know what you think bullying is if you don't think bullying is abuse. Like
Right.
that's literally what that is. But I feel like if you call it a different word besides abuse, then you feel differently, even if we're describing the same action. And I feel
Right.
like my experience in this life, if it tells me nothing, it tells me what abuse is. Okay. Hello. All right. It's okay to have a difference of opinion, but you don't have to project shit onto me. And that's what you're doing. You're projecting how you feel onto me.
Mm-mm.
We have a difference in opinion, but you're saying that because my opinion differs from yours, I'm understanding it in another way. Oh, just because you went through that, because you're just seeing yourself in that, Bondy. It's not the same situation. You're just
No, what the hell
you're
did I do?
projecting yourself onto it. That's what you're saying. I'm reading somebody in the comments that's commenting a lot. I'm just saying, I'm just gonna point out, if we're gonna be like pointing shit out to each other, I'm gonna point out to you that you're projecting how you feel onto me. I just want you to recognize that, because I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh Lord.
It's not like that. It's not like that. No, I'm just saying, but I'm just reading the comments. I'm just responding. I can't respond. Why y'all be like that? Y'all
No,
say, y'all be like, y'all be literally arguing with every single thing I say. And then when I comment back to one thing, everybody will act like I was fucking up. My bad. I'm sorry. All I'm saying is, I've been reading about it extensively, and there are more things that are considered abuse than we like to admit, because we have normalized a lot of abusive behavior, is what I'm saying. And I feel like if I can read it off the Google and this is the description of it, I don't know why we're arguing with my understanding of things. That's all. That's all, girl. That's all. It's fine. It's personally, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're fine. We're good. We're having conversation. I think it's a good conversation. We
I
ain't talking
think so
about these
too.
things.
Yeah,
I think so too. Even though I done missed, I'm trying to check on my kid.
No, I think somebody's saying it's giving Amanda Seals. What's giving Amanda Seals?
What the hell did happen?
God, I'm asking questions. I don't know.
Anything else on Married to Medicine?
Nah, but they need to get better than this, because I'm bored. Oh, and Sweet Tea throwing all of them little comments at Quad in the confessional. Oh, at least she's good for something. Girl,
It's giving weird a little bit, just a little bit. Like I'm confused on the anger right now.
like she keep making little slick ass comments. Oh, I hope he got money, since I know that's important to her. She like a 45-year-old woman. Money better be important to her. Fuck wrong with you?
Shit.
I forgot they was even beefing. I'm just trying to was it some at the reunion?
I
I don't know. It don't look good though.
It don't. Nah. I ain't gonna lie. When I tell you, I almost choked when I heard Heavenly call that girl Lil Lipton in a video. I was like, not Lil Lipton. Girl, taken out, passed out. Do you hear me?
Hilarious.
They working for that check just like Letitia and them. That's what it's giving, y'all.
And that's who we finna get into next. Letitia and them. Let's talk about Belle Collective. Belle Collective.
Girl, I forgot this show was on.
Ooh,
I did. I forgot this show was on.
Oh my God.
You
You're gonna have to run it. You're gonna have to run it for me, because I came home from work. I said, all right, let me make sure I didn't watch my shows. Girl, I forgot this show was even on.
You ain't missed a whole lot. I mean, Letitia didn't give Sophia and JJ a heads up that Selena was going to be on the trip, and then kind of forced them to have a conversation later on where they eventually made up, though. They did do that. Once JJ found out about it, he didn't like that at all, because he still wants to be the madman that he is for some reason. And Sophia's daughter just wants her to have support. It says, if you would be supporting me like you support that husband and the way you run up behind him, then I wouldn't have been on that bridge. Meanwhile,
She said
Glenn,
that.
She
I'm
did.
paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what she said.
No,
Yeah.
you ain't paraphrasing. That was
That's
literally.
what-
If you was paying attention to me like you do to your husband, I wouldn't have been on that bridge because I would have had support. Those were
Yep. And she says you can't act like you don't know what support is because you knew enough about JJ to know he was in an uncomfortable situation for y'all to lead that brunch. I need you to check in with me the same way. And this is the same thing that her daughter has been trying to communicate with her for many years. That's what she was saying last season about how she was showing up for JJ and his children, but lacking in the parenting department over here. And
Mhm.
it took her to go through this situation with Sophie, with Selena, to be down and out, having this whole loss situation going on, for her to finally see that she needs to get on one accord. I mean, and not even just that, but of course, her daughter was in a mental crisis, so that also played a role for her to want to get it together and be better when it comes to her relationship with her child. So it's an unfortunate, situation.
I
Glenn
feel like
can't
it's
stand Willie and Akeisha because really they jealous, in my personal.
yeah,
And Latrice told Cliff to sit his weak ass down. So those
hilarious. Do you hear me? I was not expecting it, and I was like, "Oh, he ain't turning around or nothing." She just told him, "You better get your weak ass out of here." I was like, "Whoa, Latrice." First of all, though, I want to go back right quick. Fuck, what was the first shit?
Tisha and the not telling them that Selena was gonna be at the brunch.
No. It was So Gucci and her daughter.
Oh yes.
We clocked that shit last season, or maybe even a season before that. Whenever it was that the daughters were getting into it, and she told her mama that she was more worried about taking care of his daughters. And then this season, I feel like they validated that because they were saying how when they got together, they didn't do it the right way. They was just so worried about themselves. They wasn't worrying about them kids. And so I just kind of feel like y'all really wasn't worrying about those children, which is why nobody should believe that bullshit that JJ was trying to put out there about Selena not being there for her kids. And so Gucci being the one that was really raising them and all of that type of shit. Because to me, I feel like you don't have the necessary compassion that it takes for you to be having look after those girls for real, for real. I don't think that. I think you probably enjoyed the fact that those girls were primarily over there with Selena, and you probably resented the fact that the girls had to come and stay with y'all when Selena got sick. And so y'all couldn't have y'all life where it was just y'all, every now and again, and because she was neglecting her kids. So that let me know you're not that much of a tentative mother. So why would you be giving all of that to somebody else's kids? Nah, that was all about JJ and pleasing JJ and what JJ wanted. And with the thing that bothers me even more so is that JJ continues to act like, oh, it's not about my daughters. I just don't want to be around Selena. Why do you think that you're about to have grandchildren with this woman and you're not going to have to be around her? That's
Right.
fucking insane to me. Like, I really feel like I blame Shantae in a way, but I also feel like it just proves that she's in an abusive relationship. And I know y'all how much y'all hate when we, say that. I've seen in the comments, y'all think that, when we talk about abuse, we talk about one little instance. Okay, bitch. Right. We're not talking about nuance at all. But to me, the way she changes up her story, and Letitia called her out on this. Like, whenever you're around your husband, you talking one way. And also, JJ give me the type of man that's low-key a bitch in front of other men. Low-key. Not high-key, low-key. Because he'll say something to you, but when it brawls down to it, he will change the way he will respond to a man versus how he will respond to a woman, especially in private. And so for me, the way he was so calm when Glendale was talking to him, yet and still the way he was trying to like call Letitia to task, I know, I personally felt like Glendale had to go and talk to JJ because JJ's tone was annoying to me. And I get it. Letitia is trying to produce and inviting Selena around and not telling y'all. But the truth of the matter is, you know what the fuck is up. You know what's up, bruh. Stop acting like you don't know this girl might be there. Just assume she'll be there. And if you're gonna not show up just because she gonna be there, well, then don't fucking show up. But I think that it's his ego that's making him think if they apply enough pressure, it'll force everybody else to just go with what he wants, which is for Selena to not be on the show.
I can see that.
So I feel like at this point for us to see that So Gucci, Sophia, Shantae, whatever fuck her name is, wants to be cool with Selena because she don't want to miss out on her check, and for him to still be mad, it makes me feel like this is really about him, and he was causing triangulation, like I said, with Selena, like basically saying shit to So Gucci to get her to feel like Selena is somebody she needs to worry about. So now you're competing with this man's ex-wife, which is the reason why you don't like her. So when he finally gets upset and wants to, make her look bad to everybody for whatever reason, you down for it because you've been feeling the triangulation since jump.
I
So,
wanted
yeah,
to say something
It's this
about
comment.
Glenn.
which one?
Oh, go
You see
ahead,
the
Necey.
comment
Go
from
ahead.
Sticky? Am I muted?
No, you're not.
No, we hear
Okay.
you. You said from
You
who?
see the comment from
Kiki?
Sticky?
This one here?
Yes, that's the one for me. The fact she got 3 names tells me she can't be trusted. Period.
Because they be calling her Shantae like that's her fucking name. And that's why I feel like they be saying that. Because it's like, girl, when was it Sophia?
40-something years old and you going by So Gucci.
Talking about he gave me that name and that was cute.
Now she did say she's now in her calm area or whatever era where she's gonna be going by soft era, where she's gonna go by Sophia now.
And when has she not been in her soft era? Because like you been with the same nigga. I feel like y'all see shit on TikTok and on the internet and y'all just repeat it. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all be talking about.
Letitia, he can't handle this elevated version of me. He doesn't know the elevated version of me. Girl, stay your ass off TikTok.
Glendale said something when they went to that. He was like, I feel like you trying to be the woman. I mean, you trying to be the husband. And something he said that made me feel like that nigga is absolutely all on them YouTube streets with the red pill bullshit.
Like women empowerment. What is you doing?
Can I say when it comes to Glenn confronting Cliff at the end of the episode or whatever that was at Marie's thing,
JJ,
not only JJ, yeah, when Glenn confronted JJ, yeah. Not only was it about him doing that on behalf of Tisha, I also feel like he ain't like the way that man sunned his ass at the table when he told him like you need to stay where you at.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Because Glenn, not Glenn, but JJ called Glenn out, Necey, at the when they was out to eat. And he was just telling him, like, why the hell would you sit up there? And he cussed. And y'all know JJ don't really cuss, but he cussed at Glenn and said, why would you quit your job knowing damn well that your wife and your child need insurance? And I could be checking you about that. But, I ain't going to get all up in your business like that because that's not what it is that I do. So basically tell him to stay out his business when it comes to Selena and them. I feel like that was Glenn coming back to check him on that. Just a little bit.
Is this the episode where Willie was about to get into a fight with Glenn?
No, that's
next episode.
He about to get
back. That's tomorrow night.
He about to get in a fight with Glenn.
What he said? I'm him.
Yeah,
I'm him. I'm him.
Glenn said, I'm him.
No,
Willie.
I'm him.
Oh, so both of them on TikTok.
Basically. They on that time. I'm him. Mm-hmm.
No, to me, I felt that shit when Willie said it. Willie said, no, nigga, I'm him. And you know why I feel like that specifically? Remember when he talked about being a dirty football player?
Yes, he did.
That right there, let me know this is somebody that know how to get down, know how to fight, is big as fuck, and know how to scoop you. The way he was about to get through that crowd, there was somebody that picked Glenn and pushed him to the back of the restaurant. Nobody could do that to Willie. Nobody could do that to Willie. So I was just sitting up there like, Glenn, you about to get your ass whipped because Willie looked like full football mode. Like literally went through at least 3 niggas. Like huge. Boom. Huge. Do you hear me? I was like, how did his jacket get off so fast? That nigga took it from one scene, he had the jacket on. Then when he was like, nah, nigga, I'm him. With that smile on his face, it took the jacket off. I said, Akeisha, ma'am.
You get it?
You my type of girl. You my type of girl. Akeisha.
But because y'all hear Letitia in the background, it sounded like she said, Akeisha, what's up? Or something. It sounded like I heard Letitia asking somebody what's up. And I'm like, is that Tisha? Is that somebody else? Like, what's going on?
I feel like Willie been trying to be cool on y'all. I hate the fact that he told y'all that he respected y'all, but I feel like that was so y'all would come up off him before he got to this point. But to be honest, they are all weak ass niggas. They are big
Cliff laughing.
All ponds. I did see Cliff laughing. You better know he antagonized that situation. You better know he be over there in Glendale ear telling him what to be mad about.
And
Listen,
knowing that ain't your friend, because that's who you finna be beefing with next. Once you realize
oh,
that Cliff is there to terrorize what you got going on.
and also to try to fuck you. I'm sorry, y'all. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. I have some of the strongest gaydar that anybody has ever had. And I just finished reading this book. Okay. And y'all know how books be giving me more perspective. It's just why I like to
I
read.
should.
I was reading a book, okay, and it's by this man called Scotty Bauer. Shout out to the diva Erica De Niro because she talked about the documentary that the book is based off of. And the book is called hold on, let me go to my library, bitch, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Y'all, why it just disappeared on me and it's not in my recents right
What
now.
you gonna
And
say? Are you gonna talk
anyway,
about? Okay, yeah.
look, anyway, it's about a man that basically from like in the 50s, he was a Marine and he came home from being in the Marines and the war and all of that and started working at a gas station. And in this gas station in the 50s, and I remember y'all, it was a joke on the Golden Girls, and this is how I know this was true.
This is a true story?
Yes, true story. Yes, about a
Okay.
man who worked at a gas station, and he would like men would come up and they would be like, "Oh, well, what's going on with that one over there?" And he would be like, "Oh, let me hook y'all up." So he was basically like a pimp, but he didn't take money from anybody. He would just connect different people. So people in Hollywood, like Katharine Hepburn apparently was gay as fuck. And even though in her movie, she's the big shouldered broad and she has this relationship with Spencer Tracy, everybody thinks that they are in a relationship romantically, but Spencer Tracy is gay and Katharine Hepburn is gay. So basically, Scotty Bowers would hook them up. He would, I mean, even I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Cole Porter, but it is it's Christmas time, so just look him up. He's an old school artist, big band kind of artist. He said Cole, he would, one instance, Cole Porter asked him to bring 7 guys down and he just wanted to suck all their dicks and he would swallow each one.
No.
Do you hear me? Do you hear me? The composer, yes, Cole Porter. And so basically the documentary was good. The documentary is on Amazon Prime, but the book goes into more detail. It talks about
what's the man's name? Cole Porter?
Yeah, Cole Porter. And the book is by Scotty Bowers. Okay. And he basically like just runs it about how he would connect these Hollywood people. And he was a trick. He said, I've been a trick since I was a kid. And he's not lying. He basically would have sex with people for money ever since he was a child. Like the first experience he had was his neighbor, an older man that was attracted to him, basically. So he let the man put his penis in between his legs until he came and hugged him. And he gave him a little money and sent him on his way. He felt bad for the man, as he said. And y'all, the book is crazy, but it just because he doesn't have the same mentality about sex that a lot of us do. He doesn't see a lot of this shit as abuse because it was like he was sleeping in a park one day and he woke up to some man jacking his dick off. Like it was crazy. He was like, we became friends after that. And he was just a swell fella. Like everybody was the sweetest guy and just so good and a great guy. Y'all, this book was spilling tea on all these like huge 50s, 60s
I love
actors.
it.
Me too.
No, I'm with her because I feel like they got the best or the most juiciest stuff.
Yes.
But these are
the back in the day people.
Full service. The book is called Full Service.
It was this girl on TikTok I was following that would talk about old school tea back in the day. She was only talking about black people. She's talking about Teddy Pendergrass in a car with the trans person. But this is man. I looked this man up and said he was born in 1894.
Yes,
1894. The tea is piping hot.
He just died in 2019, I believe.
Oh,
no, who was that? No, Cole Porter. Yeah,
okay, Cole Porter. No, he died in 1964.
Yeah, no, Scotty Bowers. I'm sorry, he died in 2019. He was born in I think 1920 something.
Girl, I don't know if I'm ready for. I need a TikTok recap.
No, girl, go listen to the damn audio book because when I tell you,
when you look him up, it says pimp. Scotty Bowers.
Yes. But he didn't take money from anybody. And look how they looked out for him. So a lot of the men that he had done these things for, by the time they got to old age, like, because of course, like AIDS happened and Rock Hudson and a lot of other men, Hollywood,
Wow.
they were saying that they died from other shit, but they were dying from AIDS. And so Scotty had to get, he started doing shit differently, but he was still turning tricks well into his 50s and 60s. He never drank, so his dick was always working, and he liked sex. So as long as people were willing to pay him for it, he was still doing it. But yeah, it's just it's crazy how often straight men who are not like, they're not really interested in having relationships with men, but they will fuck men. And so basically the way this book talks about all of these different men, oh yeah, he was a Marine, he just needed money, he had a girlfriend, he wasn't really into men, but they was willing to offer him money to get his dick sucked, so he went ahead and did it for the money. You know what I mean? Like, fine, I need the money. So for me, it kind of like put in my head how often these people are gay, and how often people are gay and are oppressing it, and it shows up in other ways. He talks about being a kid that basically was fucking a whole bunch of priests at some point. One priest got him, and then a whole bunch of other priests, but he didn't see it like that. He saw it as them being sad and not being able to be who they were. So he felt like he was helping them in some way. This is how he literally talks about every single different situation. He talks about it in very sexual terms. The different type of things that people like, girl, there was even a part where he was talking about some celebrity that liked to eat shit from the person. So like the person brought him the shit, made a sandwich. Like
No. But hold on. I'm sorry.
A flag on the plate. Put your plates down. Flag on the plate. Swallow that.
I had to pause the book. I did.
Sip that drink.
Sip the drink. I'm sorry. Okay, but I'm just being real with y'all. I'm just telling y'all, this is the shit that was in a book. So, and he's like, everybody's not into that, but he was just, because he did not judge people for what they were into, he was just very forthcoming about all of these different things that he experienced, and he will only hook people up with shit they knew that he would like. You know what I'm saying? So because I just finished reading that book and hearing how a man who's not judging them sees them as people that are oppressing whatever they're into and their whatever they want to do, I can absolutely look at Cliff and tell you that that is a man that has probably gotten his dick sucked by another man, first of all. And second of all, a man that treats the woman that he's with badly because he feels shame and guilt about being attracted to men. And that makes him feel less of a man. So
TJ, Potomac.
You know I ain't been watching that shit, right?
Well, you've probably seen enough about TJ though, right?
I have not. Can y'all pull up a clip? Because I ain't seen shit.
With TJ, him and Stacey are not having sex. People think that he gay just based off of them not having sex. I don't think that's what it is.
Okay.
The red flag for me is that he's this very like religious, righteous man who wants to uphold his religion. He don't want to have sex with her. But in the same token, you're dating this woman who's still legally married. Right. So that's a contradiction. So I'm wondering, like,
what is it really about?
What's the benefit? Yeah. What's the benefit of being friends with this woman? Not only that, it's almost as though like he holds his energy over her. That's like, if you want to be with me, you're gonna have to do this. Or he just comes out very harsh, very rigid. He did tell her that she looked pretty last episode, but other than that, it's like, I don't know how much he really like her. So I really don't want to say, oh, TJ's gay, but in the same breath, it's kind of like he teetering that line where I feel like it's a fine line between a man who can be very like self-centered or male-centered themselves to where it's almost on the verge of you should just be gay. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like men who almost hate women so much is like, why aren't you gay? Men who love the masculine power and all the benefits that they get from being a man. It's like, why would you be? I don't know. So that's why I was wondering what your point of view was on him.
Just basing it off of what you're saying, it absolutely sounds like somebody that understands that even in religion, fornication is absolutely fine to most people, but being gay is absolutely not. And this is another thing that I found because of this book. A lot of people are bisexual. A lot of people fuck both or want to or would explore that if they were not bombarded with the idea that you should not do that and something is wrong with that. And so what I find is that it's something that a lot of the times they might still be attracted to women. It's not a complete like I'm gay, but it's I want to experience this. I want to try this and I can't. And I'm angry about it and it becomes all consuming. And that's why I feel like a lot of men who are down low in relationships with women get upset with the women because women are able to be in their sexuality towards men in a way that is acceptable. And I think a lot of men sometimes are angry at women because them being attracted to men or having sexual energy towards men is acceptable in a way that men having that energy towards another man is not. So that's one thing. But when you tell me that a man is not really about the religion like that because he's willing to be in a relationship with a woman that is still married, separated or not, married is married. If you are religious, married is married. So for me, it's not about that. It probably more so is about having someone that is unavailable in some way. That way you can have somebody as a front, but their unavailability works out for you, basically. Because them not being, fully in it means you can still have whatever you have going on without them being so close to see. While you have this thing you can show to the world as something that shows that you're not like this. And I do feel like if we really being real, like even when like Tank brought up, like, I don't think it's gay for a man to have his peen sucked by another man. I think it should let you, instead of like being a shocker, it should let you know how most of these men really don't have problems with some of these things if they feel like nobody's gonna find out. As soon as somebody find out, that adds something different to it. But if nobody's gonna find out, a lot of them are willing to do a lot of shit just out of curiosity or availability. Like niggas in jail. Like everybody want to act like, oh, this is not even a conversation that we have. But like when niggas come out of jail, all them women on love after lockup, like these niggas been in jail 15, 20 years. You think they ain't never got their dick sucked by a man?
Ooh.
High
You
key.
willing to get pregnant right off rip by a nigga out of jail? It's wild. Because you got to know when they in there, their urges matter more to them. Niggas will fuck pies, holes in the wall. Like you got to know that in jail, they going to do what they want to do. And this is why I feel like people should really stop demonizing it so much. Because if you would just make it fine that people just are, like people are not all the same. Everybody's a spectrum. You like this one day, you like this the next day, instead of making it a front to who they are as a person and feeling like, oh, you're dirty because you like both, or because you like men and you're a man, you're dirty now. That means your booty hole is loose. Like that's what people like automatically. Come on, be real. The reason why you don't want to keep with a bisexual man as a straight woman is because you don't want to think about some nigga with a loose booty hole fucking you. You don't want to think about that. That's not attractive.
Wow.
Because you're a woman, and so you're the one that's doing the bending. So this is why you feel that way. But there are a lot of niggas that don't do bending, and they only do the bending. I mean, they only bend, and they bend niggas. And so that's why you can't really go off of a lot of these things because you just never really know. And it's just, it's a lot. But I do feel like the more I read about it and the more I recognize how much men have more of an openness with their sexuality when they're just around other men, especially if it's men who think the way they do. And that's why they ganged up on Willie. Willie don't think the way they do. So that's another reason why they needed to gang up on Willie. But if you ask me, JJ, Glenn, and Cliff all show signs of a slight, you're on the spectrum. You're not 100% straight. Glenn, you give gay for pay, like Martell. Like, you give, if somebody offers you the right money or the right opportunity, or you out on that ship for too long, you'll do whatever as long as ain't nobody gonna say nothing. JJ, you another one. You like to order male strippers for your old lady. Something tells me y'all might watch porn together and you might look at the niggas and she might look at the women. And then what's the other one? Cliff, you already told us about how you like to dress in certain clothes and look dress in a woman's dress and look at the mirror and all of that type of shit. You didn't already say shit. And also the way you was looking at that stripper penis that one time, the way you handled Glenn, You go and speak up for him. You gonna make sure he have a nice party. You gonna take care of him. You gonna make sure you get your woman together so she don't get in the way of you throwing a party for your old man. Yeah, all of that shit is given. I'm a pretty boy with light eyes that probably was bisexual or liked men, but I couldn't do that because I'm in the South. So I get what women abuse them, and then on the slide find men that are okay with me flirting with them or whatever because I can offer them some type of monetary value. That's what it's given.
I heard that. That comment. That, I'm like, I know that's right, bitch.
I'm sorry. It's only because I've been reading books, y'all. It's only because I've been reading books. I wouldn't even go this hard.
I mean, I follow the logic. I see where the process is coming from.
Especially when Glenn be sending Cliff to talk to Letitia for him. And he
Child.
gonna do it. It's definitely giving. Let me go talk to this bitch for my man because she don't know what she doing. So let me go talk to her and tell her how she need to treat him.
And throwing this birthday party on your wife's grand opening.
Which I hope that means we gonna at some point talk about Mr. Martell and what came out about him and how I've been.
Oh, you know.
Oh, I
We
can't
ready
wait.
to move on?
Yeah, you had been talking about that. Yeah.
All right. Bet.
Ooh, child. This the last show of the year. Y'all gonna get every bit. Every
make
bit of this.
sure y'all
Every
like
bit of this logic.
And we back. Okay. Now listen.
Like that.
Let's slide. Oh, that's not. I was gonna say let's slide in that thing and listen.
Let's slide in
Let
it.
me
What? Hold on.
listen.
Hold on. Let's slide. We're doing too much.
Marcel gonna get upset. Now listen. So we gotta talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So first of all, y'all know last week we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but Martell had been going at the Scotts. It's been a lot of things being said. He drug out Tisha and what she been doing out here in her sex life back in the day, oh so many years ago. So Tisha did a sit down with Carlos, and she touched on the fact that she heard Martell liked boys when they were in college. Okay, she said it's no alleged on that. And a lot of people ran with it. Some people felt like Tisha was being a bit, I guess, homophobic. They were saying that she outed Martell and stuff. So people have had a lot of things to say. Martell is not remorseful. He does not apologize for anything that he has said about the Scotts and bringing things to the front. So I will say this. Number one, you don't get to bring up what somebody has done in their life and think that they're not going to come at you. I don't necessarily, in my opinion, like I don't support people that like out folks, but I don't really feel like she was outing him. I feel like she was really responding to him. You tried to somewhat slut shame her. So I feel like she could have slut shamed you, but she didn't say you were sleeping with anybody like you said. She just said she was told that you liked boys, and that could mean that you like the boys to hang out with. That could, you know what I'm saying, you like the boys to go running with it. I mean, it could have been many of things that Tisha was trying to say, and I wasn't mad at it when she said it because he took it all the way there.
I
You
wasn't
know,
mad. Go ahead, Necey.
I wasn't mad either, but I also want to know why it takes so long for this to come out. Like, to me, not only that, let's back up. Not why did it take so long for this to come out, but if y'all knew that Martell had liked men, boys in college, why did we sit through seasons of y'all gaslighting Melody when it came to Martell? Like, it was just weird to me. Like, y'all clearly y'all know things about Martell that the public doesn't know, and yet when it comes to certain situations, y'all still don't stand on the side that makes the most sense. That's what's interesting to me. It's just weird, real weird.
Well, you know, guess it ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun.
So
And he sprayed them, so now they wanna I guess because they weren't. I guess they felt like they weren't affected. Like it ain't me. It
I
ain't
feel
me.
like
It ain't us.
is
And
that
now it's y'all.
also it's a couple of things. First of all, I want to say I agree with that. I agree with both of y'all. I agree that it's some, I'm not mad that she threw it out there. I don't feel like it's actually outing him. Because people are gonna believe it or they're not gonna believe it, but I didn't feel like this is gonna put Martell in any danger or anything like that. So for me, it's just like chop, please. Also, the way he been out and is trying to spray everybody else, if this is true, that's the least anybody could say about him once you've been spraying everybody else and we've been holding on to this. But even more important, Necey, thank you, is the fact that they knew about all of this shit that he was doing, but everybody kept acting like Mel was overreacting and all of this bullshit. And I'm saying it's two things. First of all, y'all don't like Mel, Tisha. And I think the men wanted Tisha and Kimmy. Y'all don't like Mel. I low key feel like it might be envious because y'all were both older than her, and we didn't really perceive it that way at first. But she was extremely successful and highly she's a hustler. And I think on some level, y'all hated on her for that fact. Also hating on her for the fact that Martell did more with the kids. Y'all couldn't get them Maurice or Marceau to do housework or help y'all around the house. So I think there was a level of jealousy towards Mel for being able to get Martell to do certain things as a husband. That's one thing. The men, once all of that shit played out, the women wanted to throw it in her face that you didn't have the relationship you thought because that nigga been cheating on you. We knew about it, but we ain't tell you, which is why Mel had that energy towards them the first season. Finding out that y'all knew and y'all never told me. Marceau and Maurice, I feel like, wanted to keep their women from adopting the same mentality that Mel had. And I think that's just a regular thing. If you ever notice, whenever a woman divorces a man, like sometimes, not all the time, but it can cause like issues in the friends or the family where they will feel like they have to choose a side and they will choose his side no matter what he did. That just happens sometimes depending on the man and the family dynamic, but it's a thing. So I could absolutely see Mel leaving him because he wronged her, but because of the way Martell will blackmail and emotionally abuse the people he has friendships with, because he uses secrets that he knows about them as tools to punish them if they don't do exactly what he wants them to do. And a lot of times his requests are ridiculous and delusional. And basically you want people to lie to you so you don't feel accountable or responsible or guilt and shame about the things that you've done. So I feel like when it came down to the men, they definitely had a reason for why they wanted to act like Mel was wrong or crazy. And the women had their reason as well, two different reasons. But ultimately, I think they were trying to protect whatever they felt like Martell was holding close to the vest. And Mel was just not a good representation. You leaving your husband, you not staying and dealing with this shit like everybody else is. We have to ostracize you. That's why I feel like they acted like they didn't know what the fuck was going on. But when it came down to it, I'm going to tell y'all, I feel like I was right. And we're not getting confirmation on this, but it was a part of Carlos's response when Tisha put that shit out there. Normally, he loves mess. He loves to eat up shit like that. And he stays straight faced like a motherfucker, which tells me he already knew that. And I told y'all, I felt like at some point, season 1 or 2, whatever reunion show that was, Carlos made a flip where it was like, damn, do you not like Mel? What's going on? Asking her, so wait, do you think that maybe you're not enough for him? Going on that whole little radio tour after he got arrested and talking about how women are always neglecting their men and that's why their men go out and cheat because women neglect their men for their careers. That's some side bitch shit. And I said that shit. I said he's acting like a side bitch. Fast forward to now. Ask yourself, why was he always getting out of things so easily? Why was he always being protected? Where was he getting money from sometimes? And then look at Carlos's response when this huge bomb is dropped.
You muted, Necey.
There we go. I said, wait, what you mean? Where was he getting money from?
Like,
he's getting paid on the show.
A little bit, yeah. But let's not forget, he was getting paid on the show and still having to steal $17,000 out of Mel's account. He was
and then you're right. Marceau said he lent him money too. You're right.
To help Ariane. So at one point, this nigga didn't really have any. The show wasn't paying enough for him to maintain the lifestyle he had with Mel. Mel was able to go ahead and get better, honestly, after she left his ass. But it was harder for him at first. He's just now really getting his footing. And I was always wondering why he was always getting saved like that. And the way Carlos kept a straight face, and I don't think it's about, oh, you know, outing somebody. Because sometimes I feel like homophobic people like to say, oh, you're outing a person because they don't want you to talk about a person that they admire being gay. So they will try, or a person they like, whatever. If they don't want it to come out that the person is gay, they will like, oh, you're doing, you know, you're outing them. When really it ain't that heavy, money. You just want this lie to persist. Yes. And there's a part of me that feels like Carlos's response was more so about wanting a lie to persist, that Martell wasn't willing to be gay for pay. And when he said he was gay in college, that means you may not be necessarily interested in women, but if it's advantageous to you, just like in the book, you'll fuck a man, you'll let him suck your dick, like whatever, to get what you.
Look at this comment from Shay Shay.
Hold on, I'm looking for.
I'm in a bind. That's what it's giving. I'm in a bind, Carlos.
Martell, I'm in a bind, Carlos. Hotel.
I ain't gonna say nothing about the fact Dustin was also very straight faced. Here's the thing. Tisha said it. No, Carlos, no, it's not alleged. It's not alleged, which means somebody has some proof somewhere. That was another thing. She not stupid. Marceau didn't get up there with her, which makes me feel like he wanted to let her hang out on her own. If you want to get up there and put that out there, that's on you, bitch. I'm not going to back you up.
I don't think Marceau knew she was going to say that, though, because that's the thing. As soon as she said it, I never questioned, oh my gosh, did she lie? My first response was, girl, you know your husband going to tear your ass up when you get home.
Yeah, because I think you'll be happy about it.
No, even if it's the truth, why he's gonna be like, Tisha, why we don't do that
out there? We don't go that low.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. And she was, I don't give a fuck. I'm telling it.
And she was like, no alleged.
Exactly. Which makes me feel like she knew it was something else. And you know what else? When they was at that scene, Marceau was saying a lot of shit, but reminds me, Marceau was already saying this shit. We forgot about that. Marceau was the one that put it out there on the show and they edited it out. Why did they edit it out?
Hold on, when they do that?
That's why she started talking about it.
They edited out stuff.
What Marceau was saying, and Marceau was calling the name of all the men that Martell has slept with.
Well, see, that's what I'm not sure about, because she just said that he named names. So I didn't know if he named names of men and women.
No,
some of those women could have, I'm wondering, been friends of Mel.
That's the second time Martell said all the shit we didn't did together. What the fuck you mean together? Do you mean y'all were present while each other was cheating? What do you mean y'all did together?
That's why Kimmy knew. That's why Kimmy knew. That's why Kimmy didn't want to, you work with her. Yeah, you work with her. You work with her, but you had a fondness for Ariana to the point that you didn't want to call her a fucking side chick on national television. That's because you was at them parties, right, Kimmy? Them parties they used to have. Y'all, we've been hearing about shit in passing and haven't really been able to put it all together. But if you think about it, Huntsville is a place everything closes at 2. That means you freaky nasty niggas need somewhere to go and something to do in the meantime. And we was at the office and Kimmy was a girlfriend for 6 years before she was made a wife.
7.
7, okay. And Tisha, you would pick me. You the type of woman that if Marceau is telling you other people's business, then you suppose that he's not hiding anything from you because he's telling you all their business. Another thing about Tisha and Marceau, they haven't been living together. We haven't been hearing about it. They still not all the way back together. But the fact that she allows him to still play in her face about that ring situation, ma'am.
Let me also call out Tisha and Marceau real quick. Just a little bit, because when Marceau brought up the whole or when he talked about the RP situation with Dustin, and then he went over to the show and he says, Martell, you were whack for that RP, whatever. Right out the gate, I said it's giving performative and pandering for me to Mel's fans. And you see that Martell is on the outs and you are trying to put yourself in a position to be more liked by discussing that. And I just feel like it was fake. to me. Like, I don't think he really cares. And Tisha confirmed that when she sat down with Carlos to tell us that, oh,
We knew.
there's been images out there. So
Mhm.
basically, what you're confirming is that, to me, what it sounds like to me is that he may have shown you something of Mel a long time ago.
Yes.
Y'all already had been receiving that. Then you call
Yes.
out the fact that Arian, you
The
seen
other girl.
Arian,
Yes.
like all of that he was doing, acting like he really cares, and how
And
shameful it
Marcel
is with
showing it
Marcel
to
to
you.
do when
He
like
sent it to
Martell was
Marcel.
right. Y'all was
Marcel
doing it
showing
But
it.
together
it was shit they had known
Time.
the entire
the entire
time.
time.
Yes.
But
And I
even Martell tried to pander on Mel's fans too by saying that, well, she was talking about Tisha. She's part of the reason why we got a divorce, and maybe it wouldn't have been there. They was
Yes.
oh,
talking
that
about
was
Mel.
crazy.
Like literally, Martell, you was not going in on the people because they was talking about Melody. I seen
Mm-mm.
people in the comments like, good. I'm so glad he did this. He ain't gonna let nobody play Mel. Girls,
About that.
No, he was hoping
y'all
for
don't,
another Mel Martell moment, like when he was about to
Yes.
fight them the last time, but
Yes.
because
that's
it was
not
to
happening.
his benefit.
And he
And
likes to put a
everybody,
battery in her back. Notice that
yes.
part. And I
And
feel like
see,
when they were together, she will fall for it. That's why people feel like they're the same. Because when they were together, I think he would put a battery in her back. When she told Tisha that she was gonna leave, the way he was jumping up and down and so excited, and then turn around and was like, look how she did that to y'all. Like, nigga, you was down for all of it. And I think this moment where we see her sit down with the Scots and have the conversation with them straight up is the moment that I'm trying to let y'all see I'm not letting him manipulate me anymore. When we were
Right.
together, he was able to do that. And then when we broke up, he did it to y'all because he told y'all certain things. Oh, it was all Mel's fault, when it was probably really him. And Mel just goes along with it because, yes, the loyalty to the husband is above. That's what you taught. That's what you taught. You taught to put him above everybody else. But when you really look back on it, I think if anybody creates triangulation, it's Martell. That's why Ariane can't stand Mel the way that she does. You probably talk bad, but then also every now and again, you don't do this like Mel. Melody cook better than this. Yeah, Melody would have did that like that. So then you create this energy in Ariane where she is now angry. As soon as you get angry with Mel, now she feels licensed to be angry with Mel about whatever. And now she calling and texting and saying all of this crazy shit and going on Tasha K and talking all of this shit that she thinks she know about Mel because he's told her.
But here's the thing too. Sometimes it don't even have to be him comparing her to Mel. It could be him sitting in front of her complaining about Mel. You know, niggas like to sit in front of the other woman and complain like the woman they with is so much of the problem, but you ain't leaving them. You still there.
Right. No, I agree. I think he did. I think he did both. I think at times he would do both. If he was mad at Mel, then he's going to talk shit about her to get you to empathize with him. But then if he's happy with Mel and he's just over here because he's maintaining this relationship with you, then yeah. I am not a millimeter. I feel vindicated. I'm sorry. I feel vindicated because I feel
A
like
comment from T. Gordon though.
wait, which one?
T. Gordon.
Please talk
Yeah,
about
please
how
talk
they
about.
knew about the revenge porn and played dumb, acting like it was just a text message. And that's what I'm saying. That's
They
why I
did,
felt
and they didn't bring it
vindicated.
up till this season.
No,
But the
it
last
happened a
half,
while ago.
We just
yeah,
talked about that.
And she had to talk about it to them. And she was like, ask yourself why Martell was able to not get arrested as soon as I filed. Because she filed, what, the previous year? And he didn't get arrested until, what, the next August, July?
like August, yeah.
Yeah. So it was like a whole year later between when she actually went to the court and filed it and when he got arrested. So I do feel like people were trying to protect him. Like people have always been protecting him. And I don't identify as a millimeter. I don't identify that way. But I feel like a lot of times people were not seeing the other side of things. They wanted to see Mel a certain way, even down to Mel like being messy this season. I don't like her passive aggressiveness. I feel like I would like for her to just say it sometimes, and she doesn't. But I can't get mad at her about that because they use everything against her. And sometimes it's better to not say anything and wait for it to come out on its own. Like this revenge porn shit did. She didn't say nothing about how she knew all of them motherfuckers knew about that shit. She didn't say nothing. She just kind of let it rock until it all came out because y'all wouldn't believe it if she said it. But now, because Martell has pushed the Scots into a corner, and Necey, that's what I was about to say. I feel like something happened that we don't know about. I feel like something happened that we don't know
Something else
about
happened.
that has
With
made
who?
Marceau decide he wants to be on the male side, bringing up
Mm.
the revenge porn. In that scene, when he brought up said the revenge porn shit 10 times or something like that, that was very intentional. It was pandering, like you said, Jamie, but it was because Martell had already done something to piss him off that we don't know about.
I think it's some. I could definitely see Martell lightweight blackmailing them in some way.
Possibly.
Mm.
Thank you for the super chat. As a black gay man, my community protects desirable DLs despite any abuse and hurt others received by them. All I'm going to say is the DL community is bigger than the rainbow combined. No gay agenda. Sorry. Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
the super chat. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Because I appreciate you saying that, because that just validate what the fuck I said. Because I do feel like Carlos was trying to protect him from being outed.
What Sean said? Martell, in my mind, behind the scenes, was sweet talking Carlos. That's also gay for play.
Oh,
Thank you,
the
Sean, for
reunion show
the
when he
super chat.
attacked somebody and we never saw it and never
Oh,
really heard about
yeah. Not the Giselle protection.
it. No,
Oh, you're
yes.
right. That was a Giselle protection. Yep.
Oh, and we know that was because she is light skinned with light eyes and is pretty. Y'all don't think the halo effect works, and it absolutely does. If you are an attractive, people be like, I don't think Martell is attractive. You don't have to think he's attractive. The world thinks he's attractive. Even
Yeah.
today, when I was talking about Burna Boy, I think Burna Boy is schmugly, like me personally.
Child.
But I also feel like a man can be schmugly, and if he has charisma and good dickage, it doesn't matter. You'll find a way to find him beautiful. So,
Mhm.
like, as a woman,
Boy.
like, but if
I
you
mean,
talk to me
for
nice,
men, they just have to be masculine. That's the other thing too. With Burner Boy, he seems masculine when it comes from the jawline to the build to all. That's good
here,
enough. That's good
he
enough.
African. Okay. He giving you all types of, like bare feet. Child, that's one of the reasons why I was attracted to my husband, a country nigga. Like, like bare feet running on rocks. Okay. Kill mice with their bare hands. No, there's something about a man being a man. Like, he's not scared of anything. He's rough. He's big. He's hairy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes. But he also has a pretty face. I'm sorry. I like my husband. My bad. He annoys me, but aesthetically, he is pleasing to moi.
Quick question. Did y'all care about Mel and Trish having a conversation?
Yes.
I didn't want them to. I felt like it only appeared as though Mel really gave a damn about what Martell was doing at that time. And I just feel like when you're removed from it and you done divorced them, I really don't give a damn. And it was painful to watch Tisha not know how to have a normal or Trisha not know how to have a normal ass conversation. Like it was so awkward. I'm like, why are we
Shaking
here?
her boobs.
I'm gonna tell you what I think though. I hear you, Jamie. I hear you. But what's what I think? I think that conversation wasn't about proving that she did anything with Martell. I think we already know that. I think she was trying to prove that Stormy ain't shit. Stormy and Destiny.
Oh, I didn't catch that because your
Remember,
Really?
friends
like your
called you
friends.
out.
Mhm. Your
Mhm.
friends. I just thought it was weird that her friends, called her out in front of a table full of people who she doesn't even know like that. Because everybody's always saying that Mel is not a good friend. And she's like, how can I be a good friend to these hoes? They not good friends. Look how they played Trisha out. I also think she knows that they brought Trisha on the trip in order to try to inspire a response from her. At that table, Tisha brought it up. You could tell that Tisha low-key didn't want to do it anymore because they had been arguing already, and Tisha didn't want to do it, but was like, I said I was gonna do it, so I'm gonna just bring it up. So I think that Tisha brought it up just because that's what she was supposed to do. And Trisha, I think Trisha is a liar. I think Trisha fucked Martell. I think Trisha fucked Martell when Mel and Martell were together. I think that's what Mel was really saying. It wasn't when we weren't together. It was because you talking about it was cold and we was in a certain house. I'm gonna just let you say it was 2020, but it was probably 2019, and we were probably together. And I might have been out of town or taking one of my little weekend trips, and he had you come over here and fucked you at my house, which is why after Mel said, I like to respect people's houses. It was basically giving shade. So I think that conversation was for a different reason, and it wasn't really about Martell as much as it was about proving things to the viewership and to anybody that always feels like, Mel might be doing things for other, like, no, Martell's a liar. Look at this.
Mhm.
Okay. And these people always trying to get a response out of me. Look at this. That's what I feel like that was really about. Also, I feel like it's fun to just kind of show because Martell still continues to act like Mel was just out here fucking over him and being a hoe. It's just nice to prove that it wasn't just Ariane. It was a whole bunch of other bitches, like I said. Let's prove that. Let's prove that. I think because she's been like disbelieved by everybody for so long, this season is given. I get everything to come out exactly the way I said it was happening, but y'all didn't believe me. Like that's what it's my
She is sitting like that the whole season.
yeah, it's giving my catchback season.
Mm.
And I'm not saying, I see that's what I don't like when y'all say shit like that. Mel is no victim. She's just as bad as Martell. I don't agree with that. And I also feel like that's a form of abuse that y'all do that when y'all compare like abusive men to the women that they abuse because they might have similar shit, but it's not the same thing as somebody trying to take your kids from you, as somebody trying to put revenge pouring out on you, as somebody trying to turn your whole friend group against you. Like, I think he's done so many things to her that she's never done to him that it's weird that y'all continue to act like they're exactly the same. And I think it's, a part of the abuse.
Mm.
But Trisha's a liar. Trisha's a
What
liar.
about Marquise? I was like, first of all, why are you
That
doing
man is
this
crazy.
extraness
You need
at
therapy,
your
girl.
child's graduation thing? Like is weird. I'm sorry. Let me not say that man's weird. That man got stuff going
He is.
on.
No, he's
He
weird.
But
He
is.
talks out his emotion on strangers.
he did. It was so weird. I have to say, it was just like you don't even know these folks. You could barely hug your kids and entertain your children, have a conversation with them, catch up with them before you go over here and start spilling your guts. Now, I feel like production may have had a hand in wanting him to do that. And maybe he just didn't know how to navigate that. But beyond the cameras, you're really there for your children.
Mhm.
Yo, why did Mel say don't Mel basically told Tisha that what's her name? Trish.
Trisha.
Whatever. That she had triggered him.
Yes. I was like,
That
what the
I was
fuck
like,
is
why would
that?
you say that?
I think they edited
Do you
something
remember that?
out. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And I specifically remember thinking, Mel, why are you flipping like this? It's giving Mel identified.
I think
But
she was thinking about her being so uptight.
that
Maybe.
and
Like
also
maybe
they were
how you're
editing it
tensing up,
out.
maybe making him
But
feel away.
it was a
That's
trigger
how
for
she is.
Trish for him to say I hadn't been to the house before. Mel know firsthand what it's like to be around somebody that's a narcissist
But
or a
Mel don't act
manipulator.
like that though.
So
Mel
was
be controlled as fuck, especially for kids
not
around.
always though.
Not
Not
always.
always. That's the thing. So how she didn't call out his triggering, she only called out
Oh shit.
She froze. She
Yeah.
only called out Trish.
Yeah, but she
I
didn't call
mean,
out Marquez.
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
because
tell
he
you,
was weird.
I think they edited shit out because at some point somebody was commenting and said that even when he came and joined the family at the end when Ken was provoking him, because I felt like Ken was provoking him saying, the parents and not saying anything about him. They said they actually edited it out and
I
Ken
knew
did
it.
say
I knew
Marquez.
it. I knew it. It was
So
something
that's
about
why
it.
I'm like, I feel like they're trying to make Marquez look like a victim. So they're editing out certain things that Trisha and Ken are doing in the scene. That's
Yeah.
what it seems like to me. But also, I definitely clocked that moment and was looking at Mel like, what the fuck? But when I saw that they had edited out other things, I was like, maybe they edited something out from that specific, back and forward. Also, I
you know
think
who I'm also you know who I'm also looking at like what the fuck is Ken. Honestly, I thought Ken was just an overall good guy, but Ken is getting an ego boost off of this. While Marquez did leave his family, and Marquez said something like, from where I come from, you're supposed to check in with the dad. No, you're not. Not when the father leaves. When the
No.
father leaves his family, the dad leaves the family, he don't need to check in with you. But him just having Marquez there was an ego boost for himself. I don't think Marquez lied when he said that you getting a kick out of this because you don't have biological children. He really likes being head of household, being a man to protect, provide, all that stuff, but he's also doing it in Marquez's face. He getting something out of it.
Both of him and Trisha are antagonizing Marquez, if you ask me. But I also feel like Marquez is unbalanced. Like the way, first of all, asking people for help that you don't know, that shit is weird. Walking around introducing yourself to everybody so you can prove who you are, when if you was around, you wouldn't have to do that shit.
Come on.
So I am looking at Marquez like, nigga, you need help. And I feel like there is something to Trisha responding to Marquez, because when Mel said that shit in a moment, I was just kind of like, you trying to get back at her because she fucked Martell, I think. But I also feel like they might have been editing things that we weren't seeing out of the scene, because she did seem flustered very quickly. You invited him, you knew he would be here, and you're already acting bothered by him just being here. Like even her talking about possibly bringing up the divorce filing in front, like at this graduation party for her kids. I felt like, bitch, you immature as fuck. And so when she said that part, and Mel was like, no, don't do that in front. Don't do that. It's about the kids. Don't make this about you. That's the part that made me feel like maybe we weren't seeing something in that moment.
Should I bring up the divorce filing to Marquez while the kids are here? What do you think I should do?
Just like she told me, oh, I was thinking about, should I tell her I'm going to have the conversation with her, but I'm not. Like, she should be saying stuff.
She's be talking. But I do feel like she might have wanted to hurt Marquez, because I think she uses Ken to hurt Marquez. Like she's happy that Ken is a type that's going to take care of everything. But I'm going to tell y'all, it's something about Ken calling himself a father when you don't have any biological kids. And it's not that I feel like you can't be a father if these kids aren't yours biologically. It's the way he takes ownership for other people's kids and calls himself a father when you've only been in a picture for 2 years.
Yeah.
So to me, I feel like it is something very weird and suspect about Ken. I think that Trisha is very emotionally immature. And I think that Marquez is a psych patient.
That rounds that up pretty much. Yeah. And I will say this, as far as Ken being referred to as a dad, I feel like that depends on them kids and the relationship. Her kids are much older. And then the other one he had with the other girl, I think he was with her when the baby was like a baby. So she may be all the dad he knows. But if his other, if Trisha's kids feel like he is more of a dad than their actual daddy, they want to refer to him as that, and they feel comfortable and it's not being pushed upon him, then I would adopt that title if I was him and I'm stepping into that role to be in your mom's life or whoever's like forever. Like, and that's what they feel comfortable calling you dad, then show up as that and adopt that. I don't really see a whole lot wrong with that. I just more so want to know, how are the children feeling? Because if they are not feeling comfortable with you showing up as that, then that's where I'm gonna be like, okay, you acting hella weird, buddy. That's not how that goes, and you are trying to sock it to Marquez. But Marquez, baby, you snooze, you lose. You snooze on your kids, and somebody else gonna step in and fill their role. I just feel like a lot of me feels like you can't be mad. Right. You can't be mad. Step in and start working on your relationship with your kids. And I mean, this like the prime example. You coming to your kids' graduation, but you talking to strangers, bruh.
Right. It's shaking their hand. I'm his father. Like the fuck, that was so weird. You haven't been here enough for us to know that. That's wow.
Listen, I want to check this out for a little piece before we, dip up out of here, because the girl's supposed to be getting into something just a little bit on this weekend, and y'all better not flag me on. Okay, so let's see real quick. I just want to hear what they talking about.
Can you hear it?
Ain't no audio. Jamie.
Oh,
it far exceeds the fact that you rendered your opinion.
Let me refresh. I'm sorry, y'all.
In conversations that you're making, going around talking to people in regards to the lipstick and his whereabouts, or what I'm trying to address now, because it's in regards to my husband and it's coming from you. I think that's not cool. It far exceeds the fact that you rendered your opinion on an arrest. My issue is this. And to be fair, your kind of cavalier attitude about it, like I'm not going to talk about it, really doesn't help me feel like that it was unintentional. I don't know. Do you have some kind of information, some kind of proof, some kind of something that would lead you to believe that? What would make you say that.
I feel like you asked me like how dare I ask questions about something. I'm gonna ask questions.
Melody is a wordsmith. That's what I call Melody. And so I believe she uses her conversation wisely to get to the place that she wants to be. And right now, not talking about what she said when she said it is weird to me, because you can talk about it with Tisha and you can talk about it with Trisha, you can talk about it with Maurice. But when I bring to you how I feel about those conversations, now we're not going to talk about it. The implication in
Just like you ain't want to talk about what time he got arrested. The fuck? I'm sorry. I'm y'all. I know they gonna. Oh, she windmilling for Mel, all that shit. I really don't give a fuck. Kimmy full of shit, and Kimmy gaslighting the piss out of Mel. And at the end of the day, whenever Mel was going through what she was going through, you did not have a problem asking her questions and meeting up with her. Mel met up with you and asked you questions. You said you ain't have no answers. That don't mean I'm not gonna talk about it with everybody. This is a reality show, bitch. Your husband got arrested at 12 o'clock in the afternoon after he had been out all night, and you got on this fucking show and told us how you got up that morning, realized he wasn't in the bed, and started looking for him. Yet it's Mel's fault that we think your husband cheating, and Mel got to produce evidence that your husband is cheating. Girl, bye.
I'm interested to see how Mel reacts, though. I'm under the same belief of Mel can ask questions. It is what it is.
Yes.
But I want to see if Mel keeps the same energy with Kimmy as she did with Tisha, to Kimmy's point, because I mean, I wouldn't see a situation where Mel wouldn't, but I just need to see more dialogue from her to get the full opinion on it.
And I want to see the entire conversation, because that's key what Necey said. I want to see how Mel responds to it, because I don't from this clip, I'm not getting the fact that Kimmy has an issue with her asking questions. It seems like Kimmy has an issue with her implying that something more is to the story. And that's what she has an issue with. You can ask whatever questions you want, but what the fuck is you really implying here? So I want to know how Mel responds to that. Like, yeah, because how they edited it for this clip, it does give off a bit of deflection where you're trying to make it seem like, well, I'm gonna ask questions. Like that's what they do. BITCH, you're very intelligent. You know what I'm asking you. So I'm like, okay, this is a clip. We got to see the full thing, because they like to chop and screw. So
I'm gonna tell you what I think it is, though.
And she asked her, where you get that from? Did you get that? Like, is that something that came from your head, or you taking stuff?
I think
Mel remind me of Destiny
and bringing it.
I think Mel gonna stand on it, because at this point, it's like, girl, are you fucking for real? Like, are you fucking for real? Like, so I can't insinuate what everybody else has already insinuated many, many times. Like, you can insinuate shit about what was going on with me and Martell, but I can't, girl. Okay, I'm gonna just say this. I don't give a fuck how Mel feel about it. At the end of the day, to me, it's not even about Mel. It's about the fact that we have been talking about the fucking Scotts for seasons. We've been talking about them. This is not the first time we have questioned what the fuck is going on with Maurice. Maurice sat in your face after he came home from being arrested, after being out all night, and you told us that you thought he might have been asleep at his office, as if that's something that happens a lot. Maurice also told us he fucked 6 people in one day. So I'm sorry.
Can I just say a little piece? It is difficult. Well, I'll say this. I feel like Kimmy has a right to be upset with whatever she chooses. But when you ask for proof, it does give what is the reason if you said you're not going to leave anyway.
Girl, say it. That's exactly what I was thinking. When she said, do you have some sort of proof? I was like, now, why would you ask that, Kimmy? We legally blind.
That's just my thing. I'm confused. Do you want the info or you don't, ma'am?
She don't want it. Just like Tisha don't want to admit that picture of that back was Marceau, and that's the reason why y'all was going through what y'all was going through. Stop lying. Talk about nobody ever brought me no evidence. I haven't gone through that. Girl, that was your big back husband in that fucking picture. Because you brought that picture to black and was crying in the car, and it ain't been the same ever since.
Sure hasn't. And that's why, girl, they were separated. Amina, thank you for the super chat. Trisha's ex was giving unstable. Martell definitely gives top for higher tragic. Britt, thank you for the super chat. I believe she was throwing it in Ari's face that she wasn't the only one. Notice in the past, Ari would get upset when other women were insinuated. Thank you for the super chat.
I just said she was a part of
Run it up, ladies. Thank
the
you.
revenge porn thing. She was a part of that. So it would make sense for Mel to feel like I want to get back at you too.
Child.
You ass bitch.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think that's gonna be another pretty good episode. We're gonna see how Mel handles that situation with Miss Kimmy. And now we see when people are saying that Kimmy's gonna go in on Mel at the reunion. Now we kind of know what that's about. But I don't know. We gonna see. I just still feel like the issue always goes back to Maurice for me.
Yes.
Because he often puts her in a position to make her kind of look a fool in a sense.
I have to defend him. She's always being put in a position to defend him. First of all, when he said he wasn't in Atlanta, when he lied on that reunion show and said he wasn't in Atlanta, and Ariana and Martell posted the fucking picture showing your ass was in Atlanta. And then she came out and said, well, that happened before we were married, so it doesn't matter. Ma'am, you keep moving the goalposts. Tisha, you keep moving the goalposts too, because that picture will always be considered evidence as far as I'm concerned. You can act like nobody ever came to you with no receipts, but to me, people actually came to y'all with receipts and y'all act like y'all ain't see him. Because I don't know many people back shaped like Marceau back. And that was definitely, that's why Martell was going in on him when they was at that field day. He was ugly. He was fatter than he is now.
That was so wrong.
With a barrel.
So you remember not 2 seasons after that back picture came out. You remember he started working out. He was focused on health and wellness.
Do y'all remember the girdle?
Oh
yes, he had a girdle on. They were clocking that shit early on, and he had a girdle on because you could see the fat in the back, but it wasn't in the front. So yeah, and then let's not forget that Maurice was a big nigga until he got with Kimmy and started losing weight. He was a fat nigga too, a fat nigga that was a barber. But now you a lawyer and you in shape and shit. Man, let me tell you something. Y'all could be out here playing if y'all want to, but I low key am not coming up off how I have felt this entire time.
Hold on, let me somebody asked, do we defend our husbands or y'all not married? We are, and if that's a question for us, I'm sure we'll defend our husband, but I'm gonna get in my ass. Like, I'm a little confused. My thing is, I'm not gonna be going around to all of these hoes about how they're insinuating something. First of all, you shouldn't be out here making me look no fucking fool anyway. And the thing is, with Kimmy, we asking you to check your fucking husband. Stop coming up here doing different interviews and sit downs trying to defend this nigga and being suffering, being happy. So like that shit ain't
And when it came to a DUI,
act right with that, like that's yours.
When it comes to a DUI, especially the way he came up in that house looking at her like, I just need you to support me and all of that shit. Nah, nigga, I'm gonna be on camera being like, you fucking up. You
and when she said,
what I'm saying, like
when she said, do you have proof to Mel? It's because you shouldn't have to ask another woman if you have proof of your husband cheating. Trust and believe, like, that wasn't a question calling her bluff. There was at least 10% doubt in that question of her husband's honesty. She didn't know if it was like, she really wanted to get to the root of why are you saying this? I don't think she was calling Mel's bluff, because this definitely is a possibility that there's something out there, and I think she knows that.
She's the Lulu. If you think about the way she responded on that interview, that Carlos interview, where they're literally talking about this shit, and she's like, "Oh no, I don't want him to be cheating. Everybody thinks I'm okay with it. I am not okay with it." Then what the fuck is going on? Because you was acting like it's a normal occurrence for a man to not come home and you to get up, go looking for him like, oh, he must have fell asleep at work. Girl, y'all were out partying with Funky Dineva. Why would he have went to his office and been asleep at his office? Girl, what the fuck?
Child.
First of all, my situation ain't like y'all's situation. That's number one. I'm
number
never
one.
Number
Period.
one.
Number one.
So I'm never gonna have to get up here.
The sooner you understand that.
If my husband was somewhere having a good time, bitch, you better assume I already knew about it. Don't ever think I ain't know. Second of all, that nigga would never get a DUI. That's just not his style at all. But outside of that, I feel like I'm not going to get on camera and consistently defend you if you are embarrassing me. No, I'm not. I'm
Right.
not going to put you in front of me. I'm not going to put your image in front of mine. If you continue to
Being a
embarrass
fucking
me,
human shield. No,
okay,
ma'am.
after you got up there and told them people that I was suffering through sex and how great of me to do that for you, and I told you that was disrespectful,
Noble.
you still acted like you ain't give a fuck after the fact. Now you got a DUI and you telling me there's no way I can help you. I just gotta, even Mark, like the fact that they acting like it's a lie when it comes to Mel, that's about to piss me off. Because they about to sit up there, oh, Mel, do you know what really happened? Your fucking brother the next day was talking to his wife and saying, there's nothing I can tell my brother. If him getting arrested for a DUI wasn't enough of a lesson, there's nothing I can tell him. Nobody was acting like you ain't do that shit. Nobody. So at the end of the day, it's further gaslighting of Mel because y'all don't want Mel to be able to be like, told you so, hoes. I told you y'all niggas wasn't shit. Y'all are fighting so terribly. Y'all are still in these relationships because y'all want to prove Mel wrong. And whoever believed what Mel said wrong, that's why Tisha's still in a relationship with a nigga that won't put on his fucking ring, even though it mattered to her. And that's why Kimmy is over there suffering through sex while she's going through chemo and letting her husband act like him sticking beside her through chemo is the same thing as her dealing with him cheating and getting a DUI. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Wow. And that's so crazy.
And I said what I said, and you can say whatever I said.
What a show.
The end of the year, ho, and I'm going out still saying the same shit.
What a show. Same energy.
Crazy.
Every year.
Who's been here from the beginning? Has it changed? 2021. Same energy.
Child.
When we go on this break, they're going to have to go watch old episodes.
Yes. I love my girls, though. I don't give a fuck. I love y'all.
Love y'all.
Love you too.
Okay.
That's crazy. Child, I'm glad my man don't even drink. Talk about something. What the fuck is you talking about, my love?
For I be peer pressuring this nigga. You not gonna drink with me tonight? You ain't going nowhere.
Take a shot. Take a shot.
Okay.
Shot o'clock.
I do. Come on, babe. Come on. You ain't going. You ain't gotta work tomorrow. We ain't going nowhere. Take a shot.
Crazy.
Okay. I'm glad that he's not. I'm glad that he's not because after I read this book, I found out the least amount of drinking, the more the dick works. So don't drink. Have one and that's all.
Was there anything else about love and marriage?
I think that's it. I think that's
no.
Oh, I do want clock that I did appreciate that Tisha is coming back a little different. Maybe not when it pertains to Marceau.
I agree.
When her and Mel had that conversation last week, and she just was like, I'm just gonna get my food to go. And then she hugged her and was like, all right, girl, I'm gonna go. I did appreciate that response. Versus becoming
she's being more authentic.
Yes. And I like that though. I was like, girl, if you don't want to spill tea with Mel because you're not about to do that, but you still gonna be like, all right, girl, I love you, bye. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do this with you, but all right, girl, bye. I'm here for that. I like that. I was here for that. Because we ain't get a chance to talk about it.
All right. Cool beans. We'll wrap the show up on this little piece. I feel like it's not a whole lot to say. But real quick, Jay-Z in this lawsuit, him being accused of SA, it seems like he and Tony Busby are kind of playing some type of tennis match where Rock Nation is, hitting the ball over in his court and back and forth. What are your thoughts about this? I know for myself, it's sad because I find myself laughing when I shouldn't be. I feel like this is a matter that should be taken very serious because it's including SA. But when you come out and you accuse this man of said things, he sues you. Next thing you know, you suing them, then you getting sued by somebody else for giving them a STD and stuff. And then
hold on. When did that come about?
Today.
Yeah.
Tony Busby is being accused of giving a former client that he ended up making his girl or whatever a venereal disease, STD or whatever. And he's saying that is coming from people connected to the Diddy situation that's connected to Rock Nation. He keeps trying to tie Rock Nation in with Diddy like they're trying to protect.
I'm just laughing because you
Diddy
said Rock
from
Nation.
him.
Rock Nation. What she say about her brother? What she said, Rock?
That's what I said, Necey.
Curse
What
Rock
did Tory Lane?
That's
What did
exactly
Tory
what
Lane's
I
sister
said.
say?
And I was thinking about Nicki Minaj. Remember when Nicki Minaj is always like it's Rock Nation? Or
No, but Tory Lane's sister said something after the trial. She said,
I
"Right."
thought the daddy
like,
said, "Dad, curse
no,
you."
it was like the little
they got that
9-year-old
from
girl.
Nicki. They got that from Nicki because Nicki's always saying that shit. I feel like they threw that out, like, because Rock Nation's because of Meg Rock Nation, but also Jay-Z Rock Nation. And remember what happened with Nicki? Nicki also was like very much anti, Rock Nation. So to me, that's
Yeah.
what I thought about. It was hilarious. Rock Nation.
I gotta find it. She said something else. She said Rock Nation something my brother's reputation. What
No,
she
I
say?
remember. I remember what you're talking about.
That's crazy. But yeah, I feel like they kind of. I understand Jay-Z's trying to defend his name, but I feel like I don't want to say it's a mockery, but it's a mockery. Like I've been up here laughing, and Tony is playing the victim card now, and it's like, damn, that's funny because everything that's being done to you right now, you was just trying to do to somebody else. So I
Question.
don't know what to tell you.
Did y'all tell me if it's just me.
Mhm.
I at first when I was looking online, I've been saving stuff, but I haven't done a Bondy Blue show all week, so I haven't been really looking at the stuff. Did it seem like somebody said that the girl recanted, but she really didn't?
She didn't really recant. She said she's still standing by it. She just
Yeah.
may have gotten some names inaccurate, is what she said.
Okay.
And
Because
then,
at
yeah.
first I was hearing like she recanted. Oh, see, she recanted. That's what I thought I was seeing. Then when I actually went through my shit, all my posts today, I was like, oh no, she's not recanting. She's just saying she might have got some details wrong. Okay.
Mhm.
So hear me out. And everybody was so mad at me for saying this, but it's because I've watched so many seasons of Scandal and Blacklist that I sometimes be like, nigga, you could have paid somebody to say, you could have paid the daddy, you could have paid her, you know what I'm saying, to make these inconsistencies. She could have got the year wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think she got the year wrong. I see somebody try to push that narrative, and that would make her a bit older, and it just
I
don't
would mean as
add
far
up
as
for me.
people she saw. Remember them two people who was supposed to be at the award show, and
Mhm.
and they was like, we wasn't there, we was on tour. So that's why I was like, what if it was the wrong year? Either way,
But you get your age wrong though. 3 years later, you would get your age
no,
wrong.
please don't misunderstand me. I think she was lying. I do. Because
Mhm.
I want to believe that Jay-Z would not do anything to a 13-year-old. Now a
Mhm.
16-year-old, a 19-year-old, an
Mhm.
18-year-old may be different. But what I kept saying to everybody is I can see her being a liar, but I can also be open-minded enough to feel like Jay-Z could have applied the right amount of pressure. Only because did we know about these inconsistencies before he started applying pressure? Or did we already know about this ahead of time and nobody had looked at the court filings? Like, that's the type of stuff I start to ask because Jay-Z has been just, and this is what people don't like about me. I started looking at him, not at her, not at Tony Busby, but looking specifically at Jay-Z.
Mhm.
And I love Jay-Z, y'all. He's one of my favorite rappers. So I really don't want to think that he would do this. But I also feel like if I was listening to Jay-Z in 1999, 2000, it's a
Mhm.
possibility that he did this. But if I'm listening to the Basquiat reformation of him, no.
Mhm.
I don't think that version of him would do this, but he's gone through a rebrand. He's gone through and also him acting like he wasn't friends with Diddy. Yeah, you were. Why are you acting like you wasn't? You've mentioned this nigga. You've mentioned your loyalty to him in your music.
Oh,
How
I
can
didn't
you?
know he acted like he wasn't friends with him.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's what's been online. Oh, they were never friends. It was never a bond.
It was dinner. They was having couples dinners. Kanye,
That's what it looked like to
that
me.
viral picture.
Listen, there are so many pictures of them together. That's why I was like, how you gonna lie to us? But there are so many people that are online arguing they weren't really friends. That was just a business relationship. I'm like, that's not how that works in the entertainment industry. Like, not really. A lot of those relationships are always personal because the shit you know about people who you work with is personal. And Diddy knows personal shit about people. So this is the reason why I was looking at Jay-Z funny, because I'm like, why are you downplaying a relationship? Why are you putting all this pressure on the lawyer to like put, because that was the same thing I felt like Diddy was doing at the beginning. You could be trying to bring up all of this dirt on a lawyer to make all of his claims obsolete, as if none of them have any truth to them. But there could be some with truth to them. But once you've sullied him, nobody's going to believe anything he says or anybody he represents. So I was just looking at the way he was going about it, the message being personal, him using his kids to guilt people, him calling himself a young man. Nigga, you 50, almost 60 years old. Cut it the fuck out. Like, it was just a lot of shit that he was doing when I was looking at him exclusively that made me question him. And it's not that I don't feel like the woman could possibly be lying. I do feel like she's probably lying about it. But I also feel like Foxy's lying about not being very young when she started messing around with him. I think she's lying to protect him. Beyonce, I think Beyonce was younger than she said she was 19. I think she was actually younger than 19 when she started really dealing with him. Aaliyah was another very young woman. And when we've looked at relationships between men and women, when the women are like 19 and the men are like on the cusp of 30, 27, 28, 29, 30, that age range, it's always an imbalance and a controlling somewhat relationship between those age dynamics. And I tried to give Beyonce the benefit of the doubt because she was Beyonce. But when I'm looking at her and her upbringing, her father reminds me a lot of mine. And even though mine wasn't a philanderer, mine was like a controlling person. Her daddy was a philanderer. Those abusive type of dynamics. You've had a father that was abusive. You might enter into a relationship with a man that's abusive, especially if he's presenting himself in a certain way, like Jay-Z was. He's on your level. He's doing what you do. He understands the type of work you do. He's very, you know what I mean? Like, look at Jay-Z. Like, he's an equivalent. There isn't any other rapper in the game at his level to me. And I don't think there's any black woman in R&B or in pop that's at her level either. So to me, it only made sense for them to be together.
Is that true?
And
I always thought the opposite.
No, he absolutely. I don't know why you feel like Jay-Z didn't mess with Aaliyah. He did. They were actually vying for her. They were fighting for her.
That's what I
thought.
Yeah, I always thought that was.
They both admitted that, like that they were both trying to get with her, and she was just kind of like floating between the two of them. But if I'm a young woman and these men are applying this amount of pressure, I might not like neither one of them, but I'm too scared to say it because of who they are. Like,
I don't know. I see Dame definitely being smoother than Jay.
Oh, he's cuter than Jay. Not necessarily smoother, but cuter. Back then. Because I feel like Jay had to be some type of cute because it was just the way he carried himself. Like, I'm sorry, like some type of smooth because of the way he carried himself. But Dame, I felt like was just a pretty, like to me back in the day, especially like on a Big Pimpin' video, I was like, yeah, nah, Dame was cute. Dame was cute, stupid ass when he still had his teeth. But he was a hothead and still like a controlling type of energy. So that's why I feel like Aaliyah might have been a young woman that was used to being around controlling men. Think about the R. Kelly situation. She's just coming off that. Do you really think she's going to get into a relationship with somebody that's actually respecting her? Or is she going to go to the next abusive relationship? More likely, especially in the industry. So I don't know, but I'm just looking at all of those things as it pertains to Jay-Z. So if it's something that happened in the 99 and the 2000, I'm not going to necessarily apply the way I think about him now. And that's why I feel like I'm not in a rush to just believe he's innocent completely of anything.
Right.
He may not be guilty of this specific thing, but there might be other stories that are going to come out. And this is a way for him to make everybody so scared that
there we go. Yeah, I'm like, I don't even see that happening now. I think some people so on pins and needles that once he gets this dropped, ain't no way. I'll be surprised. Like, if you gonna come, you better come with your heaviest hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as the attorney distancing Jay-Z from Diddy, I wasn't surprised because that's typical attorney type stuff. I mean, I can't think of too many people that have rushed to the front to say they were friends with Diddy, aside from Stevie J. And when he got arrested, he went silent. So I was thinking, that's I mean, that's what they do, even though I feel like I thought they were friends. You know what I'm saying? Or strong enough acquaintances, period. Okay. To be around him to maybe privy to some things that he does. Cause I mean, plenty of people have friends that you may not like, they may see you as their friend, but you don't see them as yours. They may be like an associate, but it was given strong associates, if that's what he wants to call it. Another thing I wanted to highlight real quick before we go with Busby, because I never really thought he was 100% out the gate. I remember talking about that with y'all, where I was kind of like, something about his press conference that was off. So I'm not surprised that this situation came out the way that it did. But I thought it was interesting that he told one of the news outlets that the girl was going to take the polygraph test and he'll have it within like a day or so. But you never presented the polygraph results, but you came to the people to let them know about another lawsuit. I thought that was I'm like, this is the stuff that it's like, I can't feel bad for anybody.
Sounded
And
like
I'm
it's
trying not to
unethical.
laugh.
Right.
Yeah. Cause it's crazy how this is backfiring. Like, it's crazy. So now it's like, people probably, I'm not going to say everybody's going to shift their mindset on Diddy, but they are going to believe these claims that you do have. It's getting further and further away from the victims that you say you care about, because now it's looking like a money grab. People are questioning you and they don't think that what you actually got in your chamber is 100%. They think that you probably lying on them 120 people that you got.
Right.
So it's sad. It's sad. I hate it for you. Jamie, thank you for the super chat. People be lying about being famous during those award weekends, especially when they resemble one. She probably did think she met them at the party.
Ah.
Could be.
And see, that's
Possibly.
and that's like, do you see how many ways that you can prove somebody might have not necessarily been lying? I'm sorry, y'all. This person is begging for my attention, so let me give it to him before we get out of here. We have heard abuse so much, and I love Bondy and from New Orleans, but damn, if I hear abuse one more time, just saying. Audria, I would ask yourself, are you abusive or are you being abused? Because why is this word triggering you so much? It's a word that describes the way people are treated. We live in a very harsh, violent world. You can tell based on TV shows, reality shows, movies, the government, like the way they try to kill us, and then like the whole, if you look at the government, if you look at the world, it's a violent place that we live in. And in America specifically, we love abuse. Our whole system is based off of slavery, and our work system is based off of abuse, and how you can mentally control the people that work for you so that they will feel guilted into working more for you so that you don't have to pay them more. Like, there are so many different ways that we can highlight how abusive our society is. And you should ask yourself, why is it so bothersome for you for us to reference it in situations where it applies? And I need for you to understand, abuse doesn't mean that somebody is consistently always doing the same thing every single time. So for instance, when we mentioned Contessa, because you said that we were just talking about men, but the first time we talked about abuse tonight, it was referencing Contessa. Contessa is the one that said she was being in an emotionally abusive relationship. I know a lot of y'all don't like identify with emotional and mental abuse because you think the only time somebody is being abused is when they're being knocked upside of their fucking head. But if you will read more books, go to therapy, you will realize that abuse comes in a lot of different forms. And a lot of those forms comes with playing with your mind. And so us ladies who have followed a lot of reality shows, we follow a lot of stories, we might have different opinions on this, but I think we all respect each other's knowledge and understanding and different views of things. So there are some things that Jamie may not perceive as abuse. There are some things that Necey may not perceive as abuse, and that's perfectly fine. But at the end of the day, I think it is very important for us to ask these questions because our society is very toxic. And so if we're asking you to question these behaviors, it's not because we're trying to like blame or make somebody out to seem a bad guy. We just want you to identify how these things are happening because a lot of people don't know that they're happening. And they feel crazy when they're like, wait, what happened? What is this? Like, why do I feel bad about this? And I don't even understand what happened. So a lot of times we like to identify it just for the people who have experienced it and might be asking themselves, am I crazy because this doesn't feel good? But the person that I experienced it from is not being honest with me. They're telling me that that's not what happened, but I feel like that's what happened. So at the end of the day, we're just having conversations. And a lot of us have been through a lot of things. We've been through therapy, we've read books, and we have processed a lot. And we have difference of opinions, and that's perfectly fine. But I need for y'all to be okay with the fact that we're trying to stretch your understanding of things, because a lot of the times you really don't know what you don't know. And it's okay. It's okay. But please understand, when we talk about these things, it's not because we're trying to like blame or guilt or
villainize men.
Yeah, villainize. None of that shit. Like, it's not about that. It's about just having honest conversations about what things are, so people don't feel like they're crazy when they are going through those things. So if they don't apply, then let it fly. And if you don't agree, then you don't agree. But the gaslighting and the making it seem as if our understanding of things is askew because you don't see it that way. I would ask you, have you read the books we've read? Have you watched the amount of content we've watched? Have you ingested the amount of stories that we've ingested? Because if not, then you don't have the perspective to challenge us. But by all means, please feel however you feel about it. I'm good.
All right. Was there anything else we wanted to add to this?
I hope that everything is okay. But to be real with y'all, we're gonna be a little messy right quick before we get out of here.
Cool.
The way Beyonce has looked inebriated a lot to me in recent years kind of also makes me look at Jay-Z a little sideways, like how much influence, and has this influence had a negative effect in some type of way, but we can't see it because you're Beyonce.
I haven't seen it.
You
I
haven't
haven't seen
okay.
it.
Okay, then I'm
You know I'm Beehive. I'm brainwashed.
No, I
So,
love her, but I do feel like over the years, I feel like I've seen more of a like the way Chloe was looking at old boy.
Burna? Yeah.
Burna Boy. That like googly eyed, almost not all the way here, in a way that I wasn't seeing like when she was a little bit younger. It seemed like she was a little bit more like, I know, you used to catch pictures of her and it like, I know what's going on in here. But then like as time gets on a little bit after the Lemonade album and whatever the album was where they was fucking in a car. That
Beyonce.
Partition.
It was Beyonce. Yeah, Partition.
That part. Around that part on to now, I feel like even though I understand there's a freeing that's happened of Beyonce, yes, she does look dazed a lot. Yes. That's it. So like, I don't know what's going on there, and I don't know if that's a real thing. She might just smoke a lot of weed. I'm not upset about it, obviously, but I feel like over time, I have no, like for instance, that look she had in her eyes when the elevator video happened, and she's just kind of like standing there, you know, and when Solange kicks at him and she, you know, she's just kind of like, like there's a part of me that feels like Beyonce sometimes looks like she's disassociating. And if you're in a relationship with a very powerful man and he's orchestrating your career and your image since you relinquish power from your father, you can be
Listen to the lyrics of America Has a Problem. It's some listen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. No, I would love to hear the audio from the elevator video. When I tell you, I would love to hear what was being said by Solange to that nigga, because I feel like everybody forgets that there was literally a moment. There's literally a moment where we see that Jay-Z did something because a nigga's sister got involved on an elevator at a party in front of everybody. Something happened. Something that was mad disrespectful. And then after that, everything just kind of cleans up. We grow our Basquiat locks. We elevate in our music. We're like the 50-year-old rapper that makes good, relevant music. I don't want Jay-Z to be this guy, but I'm also not stupid enough to think that he isn't just because he said he isn't. That's all.
Mm.
But I love him. I love him. What do you mean? I love Jay-Z. I listen to him every day.
Thank
Necey
you.
serving face without even trying. Yes, ma'am.
All
Come
the
on,
time.
face.
Thank
All
you
the
very
time.
much. Thank you.
Yes.
All the time and every day.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Hype me, friend. Thank you.
Oh, yes. What do you mean?
All the time.
Listen, all the time and every day. Both of my girls. What do you mean?
Yes.
Jamie be popping up somewhere with a smooth sew-in for no reason. What?
On
Okay.
a Tuesday.
Just a regular day. Why is her hair so laid? Like she got a
Oh.
t-shirt on, but her hair is laid up. Like that's how you be. And then Nikki be over here some way. Like I wasn't doing that. And I wasn't doing that. Boom. I pop up on your timeline in a cute little
Yeah.
outfit with some
Yes.
and a
Oh,
really
yes.
good shoulder pad and a jacket. Like,
Wow.
girl,
Yes.
I be here for my girl.
Yeah.
I'm always
Go ahead and plug real quick, Necey,
yes. Come on,
before
really.
we
Okay, you
go.
guys. If you're in the Dallas area, hit me up at Necey Knows DFW. I will find you your apartment, your home, all that stuff. Get into it. Y'all will see me online with my little blazer ready to get y'all y'all next home.
Listen,
Boop.
Yes.
and we'll show you the home. Okay, listen.
Yes. I'm actually going on some tours tomorrow.
Okay, come on. I can't wait to see the content.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And Bondy, can we say anything about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, because Bondy, you sure? So she's
I'm
gonna
sure.
she's nominated
Yes, again.
again.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
This
For 2 Boss Babe Awards the next year. What are the 2 and when can people start voting?
February 1st is when y'all can start voting, and that's why I'm doing all these photo shoots, girl, because I needed new pictures. Okay.
They look good.
Thank
Mhm.
you. I forgot I could model, girl. I forgot. I used to be at John
Yes.
Casablancas. I forgot that I know how to model, girl. So I'm like, oh, I'm coming back, and we're gonna do it again. So I'm doing another photo shoot this Monday. Can't wait.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But yes, you can start voting for me for Boss Babe. I am YouTuber of the year and social media content creator of the year.
Mhm.
So I'll probably get one of those.
No, it's like you said. It's like you said. You said I am. You didn't say I'm up.
Oh, you
said
did.
I
You
am.
did say I am.
I am.
And that's it.
Because I am, and I should, and I hopefully I will get both awards. But I will be at the Boss Babe Awards in Atlanta this year, so shout out to them. I will be there. So yeah, y'all can vote for me February 1st. I'll post the link. We'll all post the link because my girls support me. I support them, and we're shining out here. And Jamie, I don't know why when she didn't say how fast her YouTube page has grown in the past couple.
My God,
girl, what you talking about? Like when I was like, what you mean? One of the moments is how fast your YouTube page has been growing. Girl, what?
I
You are
guess.
on top of it. You are on top of it, my girl.
Your channel is a resource, girl.
Do you
I'll be
hear me?
like, honestly, I don't be
Yeah.
wanting to hear the shit that's going on Instagram. I'll be like, let me see what Jamie talking about.
Listen, you knew who
Let me get it from Jamie.
My top subscriptions, girl. I'm about to tell you right now. Hold up. My top subscriptions. Bitch, you at the top of the list. Okay. Listen, it say Jami ThatsMe in cozy bedroom. But I definitely like at the most, I watch you. I watch my girl Erica De Niro. Whenever new out content, I'm on top of it. Okay.
You know, I'm on my vlogs now.
Listen, and I love
Oh
that.
yeah, I like the vlogs too.
Me too. I can't wait for you to put together this birthday vlog because I want to see
girl. I need to try to edit it this weekend. We had a time.
With my boo. Listen.
Oh yeah, my best friend Tiara.
So I'll be all in her Instagram. All in her
Instagram. That's
Instagram.
what she be saying.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah. Cause she look good. Like she be giving. I'll be like, all right. Listen, don't catch me out again. Okay.
Girl.
Listen, if the energy is right, it can happen. If the energy is right,
hollering.
She gonna text me in about 20 minutes or in the morning.
No, she's gorgeous. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like I pay like I'm on Instagram. Don't get me wrong, but like when she posts, I am definitely glued in.
Yes.
So yeah.
Well, this concludes our final episode of the year. We will see you guys back next year. Happy holidays. Happy New Year to the people. And yeah, make sure y'all subscribing to the channels and stuff. And we're gonna catch y'all next year. So make sure you following us on Instagram and all of that, so you guys will know when the next episode will be dropping next year. Okay. So let's put the information up on the screen real quick for the people. And we will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.